All the bodies will be sifted. Their ghosts will walk around for years, years and years. Yeah. I got this message from angels above. Come together in a circle of love. Put down your weapons and unload your guns. Come together in a circle of love. La 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 la. La 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 la. Whoa, hey, hold on. Wait a minute, wait a minute. I'm late, people. Tarot Lumination is late, pardon me. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah. Mary Rajani. Hi, Mary. La 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 la. Hey, Steve, what's going on? Hi, Steve. Steve Stanley's in the house, people. Hi, Steve. Thank you so much. Love Triber. Hey, good evening. Good to see you. Path Traveler. Hi there. Oh, everybody's here. Okay. Yeah, Nikki. Hi, Nikki. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, there's Ivona. Hello, Ivona. This message from angels above. And we just saw Jennifer Etheridge. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Jennifer. Good evening. Put down your weapons and unload your guns. Here we got Jennifer, right? Malika White. Hi, Malika. Greetings. I got you there. Yes. Samira Adarab. Samira Adarab. Okay, there we go. Yes. Julie Harris. Hello, Julie Harris. I think you've been here before, haven't you, Julie? I'm sure I've seen that name before. Samira, I'm sure I've seen you before. Hey, Lena. Lena's on the phone. Lena is in the house, people. Thank you, Lena. You got an extra smiley face. Oh, Marlene is here. Hi, Marlena. Okay, let's see who else is showing up. Tina Miller is there. Hey, Tina, what's going on? Let's have a look. What's all that smooching going on? Hey, this is not a dating site, people. Please, calm down. Please, please. Hey, blah, blah, what's going on? What a great name, blah, blah. Lisa Lime. Hi, Lisa. Years, yeah, yeah. I got this message from angels above. Okay, sorry. So Julie, you just looks like you said something. Is that, Julie, when you said nope, does that mean you've never been here before? That's what I was trying to find out. Yes, likes and subscribes, people. Likes and subscribes. Yes, we need all of that. Thank you. Oh, well, okay. Okay, so Julie, I know it's probably like 6, it's like 9 p.m. for you if you're back on the East Coast or somewhere like, Toronto or whatever. I mean, I don't know. Hey, Nikki. Thank you, Nikki. You've got it. You've got it for sure. Kabloom, kablam. Thank you. That's for the group. Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you so much. For sure. As you can see, Nikki has set the tone for the evening. Has setting an excellent example for all of us. Thank you. March, April, May, June. Oh, so Julie, you're a subscriber, but not okay. Tina, yes, Love Triber is doing readings tonight. Yes, for sure. Absolutely, Love Triber. Absolutely doing readings. From angels above, Path Traveler, yay, wow. Thank you so much. PT, Path Traveler, super duper. Thank you very much. Tina, wow. Oh, okay. Hold on, I gotta catch up with you guys now. Okay, let me put you on the list here, Tina. Okay, Tina, you got it. You got it, all right? There you go. There you go. That's for you, Tina, right? For sure. Cool. Thank you so much. Wow. Okay, I got Path Traveler. Oh, I got Path Traveler there too. I got this message from angels above. Some of you guys have done this before, and as you know, you're getting your little top-ups. This is like stopping off at a 7-Eleven or a convenience store, just getting your snacks and nibbles. Tarot snacks, tarot nibbles. You know. Hey, Olson's here. Wait a minute. Yeah, Mary C. A lot of love going around. Yeah, 67 Demoiselle. When the smoke and dust is lifted. Hey, 67 Demoiselle. That sounds like a very classic kind of restoration, beautiful car kind of sound. You know, that super classy type of thing. That's what it sounds like over here. Olson, yeah. Olson has arrived. Okay. Julie Harris wants to ask Lena, what is a Blondie review? So Lena, you probably better explain. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, there was also the group reading. If somebody put in something for the group. Nikki put something in for the group, I think. Is that right? Did I get that right? Let's have a look. Come together in a circle of love. Put down your weapons and unload your guns. Got together in a circle. Thank you, everyone, tonight. Nikki has been very generous to sponsor a group reading for all of us here tonight, including Tarot Lumination. Thank you very much. Thanks to Nikki. I'll put that on there. So much. There's a reason I'm playing this particular song, by the way. I'll just pause it for a second. Hold on. Yeah, so just let's have a look. Tina Miller, my house is warm and not smoky. Nick, I'm not a convenience store. Okay. Yeah, actually, Tarot Lumination is more like an acquired taste. It's very, very tiny little boutique-y place, only for the chosen few, all the elites, all the VIPs, all the very special people. Everyone here is special. We're all very special. Thank you very much. Maybe we're just tarot snobs. Maybe that's what we are. We're just maybe like, if you're like Tarot Lumination, you're just very, very picky. It's all right. So that's a Tarot Lumination trait, by the way. Some of you may know that already. Yes. All right. So, I got to put Mary C up there. I didn't get you earlier, did I? Hi, Mary. What's going on? No, I know I didn't. I know I didn't get you. I would have known if I did. Mary C. Thank you, Mary C. So I was playing that song. I was talking over the song. It was more or less just like background and everything. Oh, Gabby Girl's here. I just saw Gabby Girl. 717. Hey, Gabby girl. Greetings. Thanks for stopping in. That song that was just playing right now, it's called A Circle of Love. It's very, very appropriate for Tarot Lumination Love Tribe. And it's a song about war and deliberately choosing to end the war. I mean, wars seem to go on all day, every day, somewhere on the planet. And people choose to enter war and they choose to leave war. Sometimes wars end through exhaustion, whatever it is. But in the last few days, it's been very strange over here at Tarot Lumination because of the huge Woolsey fires, the big Malibu fires up the road here. It's like 20 miles away. It was a raging inferno, like out of a Holocaust movie. And a lot of the air in my neighborhood has been very hard to breathe. It's just like being in a war zone where there's tremendous amounts of smoke and dust and debris and shrapnel and choking air. And a lot of people in the Malibu neighborhood, where do they go? They must have had friends and family to escape. But over the last few days, a lot of people from Malibu ended up in my little neighborhood in Venice, because it's like a sort of, artsy-fartsy enclave all around here, and sort of like shabby chic type of hip type of atmosphere. So I guess the Malibu people felt fairly comfortable here, but a lot of them looked like they were like clustered and lost, like dazed. When people have big accidents in their life and they just huddle together and just try to keep it together, and they're waking. And one of the lines in that song, Circle of Love, is about waiting till all the smoke and dust is settled and lifted, and then you can get back into the rubble and sort things out, and you can search for the dead and so on, and you can pray for the dead, and you can try to invoke peace and love and understanding for those of us who still remain, and bless the ones who've passed over. So that's why I'm going to play the little tune again, just so that you understand. Okay, so that you get it. I'm not going to say much. I'm just going to play it through, okay, very quietly. I'm going to sing along a little bit. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. I got this message from angels above. Come together in a circle of love. Put down your weapons and unload your guns. Come together in a circle of love. Yeah. La 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 la. La 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 la. Going deaf from explosions, screaming babies everywhere. Their love is flowing to the oceans. Our hearts are numb from trying to care, trying to care. I got this message from angels above. Come together in a circle of love. Put down your weapons and unload your guns. Come together in a circle of love. Yeah. La 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 la. Soon, when the smoke and dust has lifted and all the rubble has been cleared, and all the bodies have been sifted, their ghosts will walk around for years, years and years. Yeah. I got this message from angels above. Come together in a circle of love. Put down your weapons and unload your guns. Come together in a circle of love. Yeah. La 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 la. La 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 la. Got this message from angels above. Come together in a circle of love. Put down your weapons and unload your guns. Come together in a circle of love. Yeah. La 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 la. La 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 la. Okay, well, I think everybody's here. If someone else arises, please shout it out on the screen, and I'll try to remember to log people in, okay? Oh, Precious is having a party over at her place. Okay, everybody, let's do that. Maybe we can set that up somehow. Wouldn't that be crazy? Talk to Chocolate, and also everybody talk to All Sun about the cake. So I just want to make a couple of notes here about this evening before we get into. We're going to do hopefully the a group reading in a moment for everybody. Okay, it's sort of like it's become a kind of a regular thing we do here now, isn't it? This whole group reading thing. So I don't mind. I love doing it. Sometimes I forget. I have to admit, I do forget. So I just want to pull up something here so I can share with you guys. I don't know about you over the last few days, but it's been extremely stressful and very very high pressure energy recently. And you can go on and on forever about the details of the astrology, but I have to say there's one thing that really stood out to me, that I feel my body was really picking up on it. And this is a little Tarot Lumination Astro Doodle just for the tonight moment. Okay. And this is for tonight, just for tonight, right now. What I noticed is that we've got Jupiter over here, like in a couple of degrees, like 2 degrees. Jupiter, 2 degrees Sagittarius, okay? Okay, so that's very sweet. It's very nice for everybody. It's the beginning of a year-long journey for all of us, wherever this lies in your chart, wherever that may be. Doopy-doopy-doo. And then over here, look at this. I don't know about you guys, but I've been waiting for this for many, many months now. We have Mars into Pisces at 1 degree. 1 degree, okay? I'm just focusing on this single aspect alone. There's a whole ton of other stuff going on with, the Uranus thing over here, all of that. And then we've got the Venus thing over here and all of that. But this one really, really stood out to me because I know it's technically a square and I'm feeling it in my body, and it should be very tense. But to me, it's actually very inspiring. It feels very delicious and exciting and different and very unexpected. And so, and personally, I was really waiting for many months now, months and months for Mars to leave Aquarius. It was in Aquarius for a long time. So now that this is shifted here, we've got this hard square between Jupiter and Mars. And you would think, because it's a hard square, sure. But typically almost anything that aspects Jupiter has some kind of noble, wonderful, inspiring, uplifting contradictory property to it that baffles the square. And I think this is very much about spiritual inspiration, feeling very deeply inspired and rested in the desire to do something very spiritual in a way that's very magnanimous and expansive and healing. If you think of Jupiter as one of the planets of healing, the great benefic of Jupiter over here, it wants everybody to feel better, feel smarter, feel happier, feel wiser, feel closer connected to heaven, have greater understandings of the laws of the universe, and adventure and the courage to go out and do that. And Mars, as you can imagine, is sort of similar in that Mars is the fighter, the warrior, the energy that goes out there and doesn't ask for permission and goes into the danger zone and takes the risks and does things that are exciting. And so you put that together, it's really, really cool. And that's what is happening over here at Tarot Lumination. It's been a radical shift just in the last week or so, as this energy is just beginning and the energies previous to that are just ending. Previous to that, we had the Scorpio Aquarius squares, which is a very different feeling, okay? It's not exactly so much fun. All right, so there we go. That's the only thing I wanted to mention. Let's go off and do the group reading immediately. I don't want to dick around here with that. I'm going to jump straight in. Thank you to Nikki. Let's mark this up so everybody understands. Okay. Thanks to Nikki. This is for everybody here tonight, courtesy of Nikki. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Nikki. So we're going to share this. We're going to do a full spread reading as a group, and Tarot Lumination is going to interpret it as if it's our own movie, as if we're going into a premiere, and it's just all about us in a private VIP screening room, just for us. Okay, just for us. Okay, and we're going to go big. We're going to use a very tried and tested deck here. Last week was a very different, fun energy show. This week, I felt I really wanted to get back to absolute basics. So I've pulled out a little old deck here. This particular individual deck, it's still pristine, but it's done thousands of readings, literally thousands of readings just from this one little deck. It's still going, people. Actually, I'm starting to get warm. Excuse me, I'm going to take my shirt off. There we go. Thank you. Yeah. All right, let's have a look. Here we go, people. All right. So you guys already know what to do. You're already doing it, settling in, having super wacky, fun conversations with yourself around the campfire. Yeah, okay. And we have a pretty long, whatever they call it, delay on the show tonight. I can see from the chat relative to what my the performance is doing here on the stage relative to the performance out there for you guys. It's a pretty long delay. So you know what to do. Hang out, chat amongst yourselves. Tarot Lumination is just going to kind of go into a little mini trance here. That's just what we do. And we're going to just go for it, okay? I hope you don't mind. Cards were well shuffled in advance. No jumpers, no flyers, no oracles, no reversals. There's not enough time. There's not enough room. As you know, let's put this back here for everybody and the new arrivals. This is Tarot Lumination. And it's Sunday Night Live, Sunday, 18th of November, 2018. And we started at 6 p.m. Welcome, everybody. I know you all know each other very well, and it's so good to have you here. I feel like you're guests in my own home. And if I could, I would literally open up my home to you guys, and we would bust open the refrigerator and the drinks cabinet, and we would be feasting right now. And there would be some kind of fire pit in the middle, especially if we could do this outdoors. That's what I love, people. I would love to do that, and we have sing-alongs and karaoke's. So if you could set that kind of in your imagination, and if it's winter and if it's really cold where you are, just bundle up, or I put on your imagination bundled up Vermont New England type of outfit with a big beanie hat and a scarf and gloves and mittens and snow boots and everything you need to be super cozy warm. Get your marshmallows toasting, get your little mini hot dogs going, whatever snacks and nibbles you need. If you've got a flask in your pocket, go for it. If you've got some kind of super vegan, veggie, ultra spiritual, magic healing food delight things, go for that too. All of it. We share it around. If you've got candy or chocolate, share that too. And of course, popcorn helps. And if anybody has fireworks or sparklers, please save them for later, okay? Thank you very much. Yeah, tonight is definitely fire pits and sing-alongs. Uh-oh, somebody's here. Kiss Miss 629. Hold on, got to check her in. Hold on. Where's Kiss Miss? Got to start over here. Let me go to the next list. Sorry, I missed you earlier. I'm sorry I didn't catch you earlier. Kiss Miss 629. Kiss Miss, there you are. 629. That's freaky. 629. Seriously, Kiss Miss? That's the number of my building. There you go. How about that? Little moment of synchrodipity there. 629. I'm not going to tell you anything more. It's top secret. As you know, Tarot Lumination broadcasts from the dome of the Griffith Observatory in Griffith Park, Los Angeles. But nobody knows. It's top secret. They closed down the observatory on Sunday nights just for Tarot Lumination to do the live broadcasts through the massive antennas and the telescopes. You see? That's how it all works. Yeah. Oh, Marlene said it's 73 in South Florida. Okay, well, here we go. Cards are well shuffled, folks. Here we go. Bless this deck. Bless Tarot Lumination. Bless all of you guys. Bless the Tarot Lumination Love Tribe and all the new members. We'll get into all that stuff later. Let's get to the reading first. Here we go. I hope you all got your beverages. Cheers. This is good old-fashioned water. Oh, by the way, while we're doing this, do a group huddle. It helps, like the more the merrier. Please invite your invisible friends and your quirky connections from across the veil. Anybody and everyone across from the other side who you think might enjoy hanging out with you tonight. Your loved ones who are still alive and perhaps very far away in distant places, but who can't hang out here. Whatever it is, bring them on in. Okay, cards are shuffled. Here we go. This is the heart energy of us. The heart needs what it needs, wants what it wants, and it prays and asks, works with us every day to make sure that we are as closely aligned with our heart energy as possible. Without this, and the rest of it doesn't matter. You could be the most advanced CEO, psychic. You could be a doctor, a bagger at a grocery store. You could be a truck driver. You could be a nurse. You could be a mom. Whatever it is, and you're doing all your Pilates and working out at the gym and everything, that's great. But if you don't have this sorted out, the rest of it really just doesn't matter. So let's have a look. Over here is the heart energy. We'll come back to that in a minute. This is legacy. What are we bringing in with us? Where have we been? What's our baggage? What is it that's weighing us down? What is it that's buoying us upward? And over here, the energy of the ever-present now. This is often where a lot of us don't like to be or don't want to be because we can't handle it. A lot of people will do anything and everything to be avoiding having to be grounded, present, conscious, and here. I'm going to tell you a little mini story right now. It's been very hectic in this neighborhood around here because of the socioeconomic shifting that's happening. We had the huge fires in Malibu. It brought in a lot of people to the neighborhood who looked lost. We already have a lot of very, very lost people here, people who are lost and homeless, derelict. Like it's almost like human waste. It's very sad. It's very tragic. And the level of crime has been going up dramatically recently as people who have very little are doing what they can to survive. So it's been kind of crazy with lots of sirens and police and everything like that. And Tarot Lumination had its own incident. the last 2 days, this huge alarm has been going off nonstop in a building across the street, and nobody was doing anything. So I called the cops, and eventually they sent the fire trucks over, and these huge fire trucks, massive, massive fire trucks, showed up for my little phone call. So I was very, very impressed. And they came into my building, and we looked around, and I said, I think the sound is from over there. And so we crossed the alley to the next building, and they went inside the building. They opened up the gates, and they discovered that the problem was, this is going to sound embarrassing, but it was a smoke alarm with batteries that were fading. So it was making this unbelievable, hideous noise, beep, 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 nonstop. But there was no fire. And the guys were really fantastic. They were wonderful people. They walk into the fire when everyone else is running away. So it takes huge amounts of courage to do that. I don't remember now why I told you the story. It's just that it's been very crazy here in the neighborhood recently. And Tarot Lumination is very glad to be alive and breathing slightly better air now. So it's very hard to be present sometimes, but the people who do all the service work, all the fighters, the military, the emergency rescue teams, our doctors and nurses, they have to be very present and together in situations like this. And it is in our present where we own our power, not in our lingering in the past, not projecting to the future, but here and right now. Okay. So when we're in our power, we express our power through the healing power of our decisions. And the number one decision is to love thyself. How? Right now. What is the most loving thing that you can do for yourself right now? Because that's the best that you can do for your aura, your body, your mind, your soul, your heart, which radiates out of you like an aura, and then from out of there into the aura of the community and the people around you. Okay? Over here is like, how do we do that? How does this actually work as a process? Okay, and in so doing, how do we doing it in such a way that we create outcomes so that we are participants in our own evolution, so that we're not victims, we're not living at the mercy of all that so-called energy out there. You want to, let me just show you. Like, here's all the doodles for the month. I don't know if you guys recognize this or remember any of this from the November reports, but guess what? Weeks and weeks ago, Tarot Lumination pulled out the date November 17th. It was a very, very shaky day for a lot of people. Mercury was going retrograde in Sagittarius. Venus is going direct in Libra. Mars is going into Pisces, and the moon came into Pisces, and Jupiter had just flipped into Sagittarius, all at the same time, and Uranus is going retrograde into Aries. All of that at the same time. That's just like, somebody stuffing your head into a blender. So for the Aries chart, it looked like this. It was just crazy stuff, okay? Especially around the 17th. Anyway, we're living in it right now, and we've just literally, in the last 12 hours, we've gone over the hump, and things are smoothing out now. It's very different, smooth, new energy now. So that's where we are. And when you look at all this stuff out here, and if you don't take it personally, if you just treat it as energy and like a weather report, and then it's your job to navigate through all this, then you'll have a smoother life and a smoother ride. If you don't pay attention to these kind of things, you're much more likely to come unglued and unstuck by some of the very challenging elements here, So anyway, that's how we do it. That's what we do here at Tarot Lumination. We find ways to navigate and live through our lives by loving ourselves here, nurturing our heart, giving our heart everything that it needs and wants in order to perpetuate ourselves to the next beat successfully. That is the formula for life. And in so doing, we're always taking risks into the unknown over here when we're making these decisions, because we don't actually know at that moment in time, in the now, what's going to happen. So we live quaking in fear and exuberant in joy simultaneously. So what happens if you abandon all this and you just say, this is just a load of doo-doo and it's all fated, we have no control? Then you kind of lose everything. And it's the same energy. What happens if you're in the zone and you decide, I am going to take care of this and love myself properly? What does that look like? It's the same card, but it's an inverted reading. But it's not a reversal. Over here, prospects and momentum for the next beat, hopefully rich and buoyant, healthy and pumping, so that the heart continues to go ba-doom, 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 providing all the nutrients that you and us, we all need, and removing all the toxins that we don't need, and putting it out into the excretory system so that we can survive and grow instead of becoming, toxic to ourselves and swimming in our own doo-doo. Let's have a look at circumstantial energy and weather around us and make the best of it. We have the Hierophant. Okay, to me, this is a really loud message that this is a huge golden opportunity for all of us here to upgrade. Okay, this is a really chance to upgrade our own, let's say, practices, our own code of life, our own book, our own dogma. On the shadow side of Jupiter energy, it can often be associated with self-righteousness, believing that you know the answers and the truth, and just because you believe it, that it's true for everybody, and then you have to insist that everyone else goes along with it, and that becomes like religious oppression, okay? But in a healthy neutral expression, we each can create our own dogma, our own code, our own practice, our own set of ethics, our own set of codes of conduct, and they need to be improved. This is a chance for all of us to upgrade, and especially if we do this in consultation with each other. I really do believe that the group healing phenomenon is very powerful, and we have a tiny, teeny little glimpse and chance of it happening here on Tarot Lumination. I'm hoping that some of you guys actually see Tarot Lumination as a portal for love and healing, especially for the healing power of love to move into our lives, our bodies, our hearts, our souls from up above. Okay? So let's grab this opportunity to upgrade ourselves. And if you need help, ask Tarot Lumination. If I need help, I will reach out to you guys. Okay? We can do this together. What about the heart energy here? Okay? Definitely new starts, new beginnings. This is something that we have earned. Okay? My feeling here with this, the Ace of Wands here, all of us, we have earned this. We have earned the right to be here, to share the energy that we have and benefit from ourselves and each other as individuals and the group simply because of who we are and what we're doing right now, okay? So, like, we have to grab this, no matter what condition we're in. If we're feeling tortured and ripped apart, like we're being shoved through a blender and our wrists and ankles are tied to bedposts and it's really painful, or if you're jumping around ecstatic and happy like a bunny rabbit in spring, either way, we have to do this. We have to seize the moment. We have to seize the opportunity and navigate our way through this to the good weather and take full advantage of it and dive in and immerse ourselves in the, basically what I feel is the healing power of love. This is not a love card, but I see this as seizing the energy, grabbing it as a source, as a form of energy. What are we bringing in with us here? Okay, well, our sweetness and innocence for a start. All of us here to some degree are innocent and unaware of who we are and where we're going, no matter how advanced you might be as a spiritual being, as a loving being. But the most important thing is that all of us are making a number one priority to put love first here and learn as we go. It's okay to be ignorant. It's okay to be unaware. It's okay to not understand. I feel this little card is very much related to this energy here, where this is an amazing opportunity, hint, hint, Jupiter, to dive into the energy of Mars and Pisces, a voyage of discovery about what true love is, divine love, universal love from the divine perspective. And that's what we're kind of doing here. I think all of us are doing this together as though we're kind of on like some kind of weird group camping journey, like on a big hike all together. Okay, that's what I'm feeling here. And it's very sweet, you know. A lot of us really don't know what we're doing or how we're doing it, but the intention is there, the opportunity's here, and we have a responsibility and a duty to abide by this. If we love ourselves and each other the way we do here, then we owe it to ourselves and each other to grab this opportunity and literally like force each other to keep going in this healthy direction. Like if you need help, if you need encouragement, and this is excruciatingly painful to you, then there are people here where you can lean on. You can reach out. You can reach out to Tarot Lumination. Tarot Lumination kind of does a sort of a healing thing. You can come and visit First Fridays, group healing events, for example. Apparently they work quite well. Over here, let's have a look at the power of now. Where are we? Okay, good. King of Wands energy here. My feeling is this is very inspiring, where a lot of us here are actually kind of learning how to be our own heroes, where like in this environment of nurture, where Tarot Lumination nurtures you guys with everything Tarot Lumination has, and in return, you guys nurture Tarot Lumination with everything that you have. I can tell from the community and the reports and the what do they call it? All the comments and stuff that people write into after the messages, that even though Tarot Lumination is a tiny, tiny brand and a phenomenon, you guys love this stuff. I love doing this, and I'm glad you love it too. So it's like mutual, it's like a mutual appreciation society. I love you guys, and you love Tarot Lumination, and that's great. That's very inspiring for me, and it's very inspiring for you. We feed it back to each other. We become like it's like we become a band of heroes, like a band, literally like a band of heroes, where we take advantage of the wolf pack and we turn that into our strength, into our power. And we don't apologize for that. We enjoy our strength. We enjoy our power. We enjoy our magnificence. We radiate our magnificence and our courage and our inspiration to each other. But also it expands like an aura above and beyond and outside of yourself and ourselves and out there into the world around. Okay, that's what I see here. So when we're doing that, when we're in our power, very, very much like this, we have to make decisions. There's a lot on our plates here. Like we have set the standard very high for ourselves and for each other. So that's tough. Some of us might be in very challenging conditions right now, pain and suffering, but you're still here. Okay. Some of us might be in very comfortable, joyful situations, and you're still here. And it all like mushes in together, and we make decisions. What are we going to do now? Okay. So we have to be very careful. My feeling is to be extremely careful of this is to me like a beat. I know it doesn't look really scary, but from Tarot Lumination perspective, I'm seeing this as a very, very loud message to, you know what, I think like the energy of champagne. Okay. Like there with this, sorry, I got to go back to here. With this huge new change and shift of energy here, we have weeks and weeks and weeks, at least, of Mars in Pisces. And we've got a whole year of Jupiter and Sagittarius. Now, Jupiter and Sagittarius is very exuberant energy. It's about spiritual ascendance. It's about literally saying, we're going to do this. We're going to go on this massive retreat with Tarot Lumination. We're going to go into nature, into the wilds, and we're going to explore new horizons together and learn more from being together like this, like going on a nature trip or something. But it can get very dizzy and exciting to the point where you have to be very, very careful where we don't let it go to our heads. My feeling is that this energy is so exuberant, we could start to get, like I was talking about earlier about the self-righteousness of the Jupiter, where we start to think that we do know it all. We've already done all our ascending. We know everything, so we don't have to do anything more except to party on, party, 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 party. And like if anyone else doesn't get it, they don't understand. And then you or us or others start feeling that we're superior to others in some way or shape or form. And then other people start to look at us and think like, wait a minute, you Tarot Lumination love tribers? Who the bleep do you think you are? How do you get off thinking you're like above us? You're so special. Anyone who's not a Tarot Lumination love triber is like, you know, it's just like a nobody. That's not true. Okay, we have to be very careful of, I would say, grandiosity. Tarot Lumination has to be careful. Like, Tarot Lumination really wants to grow and expand, take full advantage of this. But there's a line where you don't turn into like a megalomaniac, trying to turn yourself like into some like worldwide spiritual global guru hero thing. We have to be very careful with ourselves and each other, and keep it real, keep it down to earth. This is very, very spacey energy here. It's the whole idea of like almost literally like with, you know, All Sun, everybody getting on the love bus going into freaking outer space because we're amazing. We think we're so cool. I totally get it. But we just have to be very, very careful that we don't overdo it. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Okay? So when we're making decisions to love ourselves, to love each other, to love who we are and what we're doing here, be, let's just say, thoughtfulness, patience, a certain amount of modesty, and great listening, and kindness and compassion and patience, I think I say, is very, very important. So how do we do that? So that we take full advantage of all of this amazing flow of energy here, and the drive and the obligation to do this, to upgrade ourselves, but we don't hurt each other or hurt other people or hurt ourselves in the process. Okay, so we need to become very aware of how we are bound to each other, and how it's almost like the group energy. If someone starts going down, we are bound to them, and they are taking us down with them. If we are all going down together, we're taking others down who don't deserve to go down, and that doesn't help anybody either. And I don't say anything nasty about the devil card here. I feel it's very much the understanding of the amazing joy and pleasure that comes from being in a group situation where we do bind ourselves to this thing. It's literally like you form a pact. We form a pact with ourselves and each other that we're not going to let each other down. Tarot Lumination is not going to let you down, and you're not going to let Tarot Lumination down. And that is a binding agreement, okay? And it is a worthy binding agreement. It's something to be celebrated. This is something where I would, if I had the wherewithal, I would buy a bottle of champagne for every one of you here tonight, and we would pop it open, and we would celebrate, okay, and enjoy it. We would enjoy the delicious feeling of being alive and being together, and just not letting it go to our heads. In other words, we don't want to drink too much. I love to drink champagne, people, but it's still, you can still get a hangover. We don't want that. You can still regret. You can still end up using a barf bag. We don't want that here. We just want to be loving and be loved, be happy. All right. So in so doing, we create consequences. Okay. So with the Two of Swords here, my feeling is that we give ourselves permission, or at least we need to get to the point where we take things very, very cautiously, very, very carefully as we go through this, as we expand and grow, from here, let's just say to the next week, the same reading next week. My feeling is that right now, I don't know about you guys, but Tarot Lumination is very, very deeply inclined to go into a kind of very highly activated meditative state right now, rather than going out and about and partying, which would make sense here, like celebrate our spirituality, celebrate our family, our group, and everything here. But I think it would be very, very, very wise to let's say exercise a bit of caution and go deep within. First of all, get in touch with yourself first, and don't make any decisions rapidly, because why? Let me just point it out to you. See this little thing up here? Did I tell you that Mercury is going retrograde? It's right here, over there. Mercury, little tiny Mercury. When it's in retrograde, and it's retrograde in Sagittarius, no less, Just imagine how easy it would be to get all full of ourselves or think we figured out the answers, and then we realize we said the wrong thing at the wrong time to the wrong person for the wrong reasons, and we end up with what I think they call foot in mouth disease, and then we really regret it, and it's very hard to patch things up. So I'm feeling that with this information here, and all of this just happened basically on November 17th. And of course, we were building up to this for a long time and for days, and now we're already at the 18th, but we are now officially at this cusp point. All of these are almost like cusp and 0 points and 1 points, so it's a very strong energy. We need to be very, very cautious, very, very careful now, and create a situation where we celebrate and take advantage of our situation, take advantage of that tribal thing, that wolf pack energy, make note of the opportunity here, shine as much as we can in our own brilliance. Let's admit that we're innocent. Be very, very cautious that we don't overstep ourselves in our exuberance in trying to get all this to work properly. And in fact, take extra caution and care. In other words, we create a situation where we have to double check everything. In other words, to do this properly, let's make a pact with ourselves and each other over the next week that we take extra special care with our communications, extra special care with our decisions, so we're not running around like drunk and crazy on champagne, okay? And then, so in other words, caution, celebrate and be happy with all of this, but exercise great caution. We don't want to slip up and take anyone down with this. I don't want that to happen to Tarot Lumination. So what happens if we get too carried away? We end up basically going back in a circle of creating and recreating pain and all over again that we don't need, stuff that we've already figured out. And we don't want to have to keep going back and trying to, fix problems that have already been fixed. We don't want to keep hashing over unnecessary pain and suffering if we're already on a path, a chosen path to heal and grow and evolve and move on. We are done with this. We don't want to keep recycling the same old drama and pain and suffering from the past over and over again. So when we learn here and realize how easy it is to be the cause of our own self-undoing, then we realize, oh my gosh, this is actually over. We can kiss goodbye to all this stuff. We can gradually, gently, slowly learn how to stop self-sabotage, so we don't keep doing this to ourselves and to each other, okay? That's the beauty of what's going on here, okay? So let's look at prospects and momentum. Okay, thank you very much. With the 8 of Wands here, to me it feels like a message, like, oh, wait a minute, Tarot Lumination. I need to go back and do the Mercury retrograde, action replay, rewind, watch this little group reading thing again, because now on the second watch, I think I know what you're talking about. I get it. And then once you get it, it's very exciting. And then you can go forward in a sense of confidence and exuberance and self-expression that is much more self-assured and much more in alignment with our true selves. We just have to be very, very careful. All righty? So I'm happy for this, everybody. I'm happy to see this, guys. And let's watch out for each other. Let's make a pact, like we will watch out for each other. Like if we notice anybody's like straying off path or getting too carried away and they could get into trouble, or they're not able to handle the pressure and the opportunities and they need help, we'll do that. So we literally deliberately find ways to stay out of trouble so that we don't get into trouble. We don't want to carry a lot of, luggage, baggage from the past into our so-called future. We want to be this way now. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. I'm going to play another tune. Let's put on a little tune and let's have some fun. Okay. All right. Let's have a look. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Give me a moment here. I got to get this contraption going. This is the Tarot Lumination Love Tribe headquarters over here at Griffith Park Observatory. And we got to get some beats up and running here. I'm going to do Fighting Well. In celebration of the King of Wands here, and overcoming obstacles and being as courageous as we can, I'm going to play Fighting Well, okay? Here we go. Okay, hold on, that didn't work. Sorry, that didn't work. I didn't pick the right song. Let's see if this works now. Yeah, it's time to dance, people. Oh, do-do-do-do. 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 My immune system's fighting well. 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 Oh, do-ba-dee-do. Do-ba-dee-ba-dee-do. Do-ba-dee-ba-dee-do. Do-ba-dee-do-do-do-do. Oh, my immune system's fighting well. 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 My T-cells are 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 fighting well. Excuse me, I got to keep going for a little bit. sounds fantastic. Oh, Marilyn. Sorry to hit you. Jeanette, I've got you. I got you, Jeanette. My T cells are fighting well. 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 Oh, bibbidi-do. Bibbidi-bidi-do. Bibbidi-bidi-do. That's a great name, Dilly Daydream. Welcome, Dilly Daydream. Yeah, Laura Ellen Smith. Hey, Laura. Hey, Laura. Thanks, Laura. Thanks for showing up. Fantastic. Yeah. All right, let's keep going, folks. I got to do a couple of fixes here. All right, let's get back to you guys here. So let's have a look. So, hey, Laura, thank you for showing up. And there's a few newbies here tonight as well. There's a guaranteed way to a way to boost your chances of getting a reading if you do the super chat. A lot of people have done it already this evening. Well, several people. Thank you very much. So we've got a reading lined up for Path Traveler. We already just finished the group reading for everybody here tonight. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you very, very much. And we just had some people show up a little while ago. So, and I don't know where I got my, I think I got them at the dollar store. I got them at the dollar store. I got my Post-its at the dollar store. I grabbed as many packets as I could because I think they're so cute. So, Path Traveler's got a reading coming up. Oh, we just did the group. We got Path Traveler. We got Tina Miller coming up here. Okay. Yeah, as much as you can, folks. Hit the subscribes, hit the likes, do all of that. Become members. Oh, before you know what? Let me try and do the Tarot Lumination show and tell here. Hold on. Let me see if I can do this. Kind of have to do this. You know, it's part of the channel thingy here. Let's see if I can get this little contraption to work. This little thing here is very fragile. You might have figured it out. So if you guys haven't been here before for the newbies, oh, hold on. Sharon Teo is here and Sarah's here. Let me just put that on board for you guys. Stay there, stay there. Just give me a second, people. Sarah's here. Sarah just showed up. Hi, Sarah. And who was the other one? Someone else just showed up as well. Sharon Teo. Hi, Sharon. What's going on? I didn't write you in earlier. I'm pretty sure I didn't. Sharon's in the house, people. Thank you. So let's do this. So I don't know if you're aware, guys, but this is Tarot Lumination's tiny little tablet. It's very fragile. It has very little power, but due to donations, we needed an extra tool here for demonstration purposes like tonight. So, guys, you know, when you go to the Tarot Lumination website, you watch the reports and stuff, there's a description box down below where you can find all these links for doing Tarot Lumination stuff. This link is for the First Friday group healing event. It's this coming Friday, December the 7th. And we're thinking of changing it instead of 6 p.m. in the evening. We're thinking of doing it at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 11 a.m. And that gives it a chance for the folks in Europe to have a visit for the show. And maybe we're going to swap it every month, one in the evenings, one in the morning, so that we can cater to the United States crowd and also to the European crowd, okay? Because we've had people writing in, how can we do this? And I don't know yet. I don't have all the answers all at once, okay? So, hey, Primary's here. Hold on. I got to put Primary. Hold on. Primary Feathers. Okay, Primary, I don't want to lose my spot here, but I just put you on the list, okay? So you're in. You're all checked in, Primary. Don't worry. You're here. Got you. Yeah. So anyway, so this is out there. This is it's very affordable. It's very weird. Tarot Lumination has developed over a long period of time some very peculiar, unique healing practices. I think of it as self-healing, but I've got to the point where I feel I need to share this with people. So this is a Tarot Lumination attempt to share some kind of radical, bizarre self-healing techniques. And it's very physical. There's no drugs involved. And it's stuff that I've learned from doing lots of different healing practices, like different yoga stuff and self-healing and energy healing, all those things, you know, and squishing it together. Anyway, the tickets are $5. You go here and you get a little ticket and then you show up. And it's kind of like what we do on Sunday Night Live, but we do it at the Tarot Lumination private meeting place, and we get to hang out with each other. Tarot Lumination is live in person. I will actually be there. It isn't just a bunch of wavy hands. Okay, so that's one thing. The next thing, guys, oh, hold on. It's not working. The next thing is this, is the shop. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but Tarot Lumination has a little shop for merchandise. So let me show you. This machine is not working properly. Sadly, it stopped doing all sorts of things that it used to do. And I don't know how to fix it. I'll try this. I want to show you the shop. This is where you get your merch. Like, for example, these are little pocket watches with the Tarot Lumination logo. And here's some little beautiful necklaces. In fact, I have a little necklace I'm going to show you. It doesn't show up very well on the show. We have posters, we have leggings, we have wall clocks, we have t-shirts, we have hoodies, all sorts of wacky fun stuff. I'm going to show you view all products. This is Tarot Lumination basically doing a show and tell marketing thing, okay? So please bear with me. It'll be over in a few moments. So that's what it looks like. You get all sorts of stuff here. It's all for girls, and the guys can enjoy some of the watches, things like that. And so on. Actually, you can even customize some of this stuff yourself. You don't have to get it exactly like this. We have Tarot Lumination tote bags cushions, pillows, leggings, and soon we're going to have a video from Martina over in Austria about doing a modeling session for the leggings. And we also have a video about Abby doing modeling for the silk scarf. I'm not going to show that tonight. I don't have enough energy, frankly. So anyway, there's all these fun things that you can get. Next, I want to show you the membership thing. This is really, really important. This is really important, people. If you are not a member of the Tarot Lumination Love Tribe already, please consider becoming a member. It's one of the most effective ways that you can say thank you. Okay, and what happens is you go there and you can choose to become a member and you get little member perks, okay, above and beyond just watching the channel. Okay, so that's the one thing. And then I just wanted to show you the channel itself here. Hold on, give me a second. And where you can get to all of this stuff. So you go to the About page down here. A lot of you know all this stuff already, but I just have to share it with people, you know. So let me just do that here. So these are all the kind of the links and stuff. And you can also see it in the description box in the videos, okay? So there's a description box in the video down below here where you can see all this stuff. And you can do the action replays and rewinds. Okay, so awesome. That's just for members only. Okay, it's just for awesome. That's members only. Those I'm sharing the Astro Doodles with members only. I want it to be very special for members only. Okay. So yeah. Yeah, Nikki, Tarot Lumination bags are awesome. Yes, it's true. So anyway, time for a little more. Let's have a look. Okay, I'm feeling very kind of conservative and I'm trying to play very, very safe tonight. You know, sometimes we go really crazy on the show here, but I'm trying to keep it very mellow. I feel a lot of like excitement. I'm overexcited, and that's very dangerous for Tarot Lumination for health reasons. So I'm having to be very careful tonight. I hope you don't mind. I'm being very, very measured and careful in how I express the energy here at Tarot Lumination. I don't want to come unglued. Let's put it that way. So we've had the group reading, and now we're going to get personal. Okay? So who's up next? We're going to read for Tina. Okay, Tina, you're up next. If anybody else wants a reading, please consider throwing some money into the super chat. You know, the more the better. But basically, it's going to be a standard format of reading here tonight. It's like a little mini reading. Okay, so think about it. All right, Tina, you're up. Here we go. All right, Tina, you've done this before, so you know what's happening. Even all that beautiful energy that I'm really personally actually kind of enjoying it. It's such a relief for Tarot Lumination to get away from the Mars and Aquarius and the heavy, heavy Scorpio influences and moving into the Sagittarius Pisces energy is for Tarot Lumination. It's like, oh, finally, you get a chance to have a shift of energy, a little bit of a decrease in pressure. It's still pressure because it's a hard square, but it's a much easier and more manageable pressure for Tarot Lumination. I wanted to share that with you. I really felt it on the last 24 hours physically in my body, the shift of energies. It's in some ways, it's kind of a curse when your body is that sensitive to the movements of the planets. I have to be very careful with the moon, every planet, you know. In some ways, people ignore the energy of Pluto and Neptune and Uranus, or even Saturn or even Jupiter, but they're very, very real. They are like huge magnetic influences on our lives, whether we like it or know it or not. I happen to take it into account because I have to, because I learned the hard way. If I don't take account of all these energies that are zooming around us in our solar system, then my life becomes, it's a very different storyline. I don't want to live at the mercy of the planets. I want to live in alignment. I want to be able to go with the flow. All right, Tina, we're here. We're in our right place at the right time. You're here, Tina. Thank you so much for sponsoring your reading. And let's go for it. Cards are cut. And bless you, Tina. We're going to keep it short and sweet and simple. Here's the situation. Oh, let's get back to the insignias here so everybody knows where they are. It's Tarot Lumination. It's Sunday Night Live for people who just showed up. Okay? All right, here we go. So this is the situation. This is the challenge. And this is how we're going to handle it. Okay? So let's just leave it very, very simple like that. And then we're going to look at circumstantial energy around you, Tina, and how you're dealing with things. It could be the planets. It could be the UFOs. It could be family, friends, relatives. It could be nightmares from the past. It could be delusional expectations about the future. What is it? What's going on? The Queen of Wands. Okay, to me, this feels like a message. This feels like a message. To me, this feels very simple. Tina, please don't forget your own magnificence here, okay? It's so easy for us to forget who we are, lose track of who we are when we get swept up into the mundane aspects of our lives. You know, oh, I got to go to the grocery store again. I got to fill up on gasoline. I got to pay off an old credit card. Oh man, there's rent, there's mortgages, there's family commitments. The holidays are coming up. How am I going to get presents for everybody? I don't even have enough for myself. What am I supposed to do? Don't forget, just stay in your awesomeness. Love thyself first. Don't apologize for that, Tina, okay? I think the heavens and the angels want you to know that. All right. So what's the situation here? Okay, well, you're doing the best you can. So, Tina, my feeling is that with the Page of Pentacles here, you're being as good as you can be. You're optimizing yourself as well as you can. I think you're already hearing the message here. I think you already know the message. I'm not preaching to the choir or the, preaching to the converted, but this is just like a reminder. Don't forget how awesome you are, even if you do forget. Okay, even because you're going to forget every now and again. And you're going to, like people do, they dwell in their own mediocrity. They dwell in their sense of being like invisible or not much use to anybody or anything. But my feeling here with the Page of Pentacles is that you're actually being proactive, doing the best you can with who you are, what you got, your gifts, your talents, your resources, and putting everything you've got into it with the best of intentions in a very down-to-earth, honest, respectable, responsible way. Now, what's the challenge with all of that? Oh, okay. My feeling is whether anybody else understands that. Does anybody else get you? Does anybody read you out there? Is anybody picking up on Tina? Does anybody else recognize how awesome Tina is and how she's already doing everything that she can and has it done with the best of intentions, not just for her own well-being, self-love, that's fantastic, loving thyself, but for the good of others, the good for the tribe, the good for like the group that we have here. So my feeling is like, let's pretend we are actually live, all of us hanging out together. And then Tina Miller's here. And then Tina Miller comes up and taps Tarot Lumination on the shoulder. And we're having a great time. Tarot Lumination's just doing all this stuff. And then Tina comes up and says, hey, TL. Hey, TL, thanks and everything for all that blah, blah stuff about, love thyself. That's really, really great and everything. I get it. I'm already doing the best I can. And I know that you know that. And I'm glad that you know that, TL. But the thing is, does anybody else know that? Does anybody else get it? I'm not sure if I'm getting any feedback or any obvious signs from anybody that they dig me or that they appreciate me. And that scares me. So that's kind of like the energy of doubt, where they're like it's like feeling self-worth, like whether you're worthy to be like with the cool crowd. And of course, that would be an awful thing. And then Tarot Lumination says, jeepers, honestly, seriously, Tina, you're in the right place at the right time, and you're doing well. The fact that you're even here doing any of this is a good thing. And you don't have to be like lifted on chairs and carried around the campfire on your back like they do in those mosh pits, and people are throwing you around between themselves, and you're jumping hoops and fires and winning all the marshmallow eating competitions or anything like that. You're just being Tina, okay? So how do you do that so that you don't get scared of whether you are worthy or not in terms of be able to share your gifts and talents with everybody else? How are we going to do this? Okay, well, just keep investing. With the Eight of Pentacles here, my feeling is to see yourself as worthy and deserving, and just keep investing in the way that you're doing right now. You're already on path. My feeling is that you're already on path. You already know it. You're aware of certain amount of uncertainty inside of yourself. You know that you're doing the best that you can. You're putting your best foot forward. You're, I would say, maximizing your talents and gifts and resources. And instead of worrying about whether anybody digs you or gets you or understands you or relates to you at the level where you think you need to be, because, like, just again, Tina, pretend it's like a big gathering, fun gathering here, and you're looking around, and you're hanging out over here with Tarot Lumination off on the side doing the reading or whatever, and everyone else is out there partying and chatting and, blah, 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 dance this, let's tarot readings this, and whatever it is we're talking about, and you're feeling all kind of shy, like, gosh, I don't know if I can do all of that. I'm not that great, am I? And then Tarot Lumination says it doesn't actually matter. What counts is just hanging out and being here, and just keep doing the work. Just keep doing the work. Keep investing in yourself, just like you're doing already. You're on path. Just stay on path. That's all it is. Okay? So don't worry, Tina. You're fine. You're fine. Jeffrey Longoria. Hey, Jeffrey. Oh, Jeffrey, you haven't been here for a while, have you? Jeffrey Longoria. Let me just check in Jeffrey here. By the way, Jeffrey is a very smart fellow. I forgot, I think you're in Texas, is that right? Or Arkansas? Louisiana? I can't remember. Jeffrey Longoria. Everybody, Tarot Lumination and Jeffrey Longoria, we had some amazing conversations about, global finance and like the big tough challenges that are coming to the world right now. Let me show you. This is a chance. I hope you don't mind, Jeffrey. I'm going to take advantage here of the situation and do a little bit of a show and tell. So in case anyone's interested, Tarot Lumination has written a book called Wealth, Money, Finance, and it's about the global restructuring that is coming our way with a pivotal point of January 2020. And because of what's happening with Uranus in Taurus, Pluto in Capricorn, Saturn in Capricorn, and a little over a year from now, about a year from now, Jupiter in Capricorn, and it's going to be aligning in about a year and 2-3 months from now. This is a huge pivotal moment for the whole planet. And Jeffrey is already on top of this stuff, okay? We had a long talk about this stuff because when we were meeting, it's like he'd already read the book. So anyway, this is here, folks, in case any of you need it. The main theme about this is protect your money, protect your privacy, protect yourself. And when we go into the astrology deep here at the end, we have, here's the time point. It says the time when Pluto and Saturn are in close alignment will be around January 2020. And Jupiter will be there too. And one of the interesting themes about this book is that it relates to the Pluto cycle, which is about 250 years. And guess what? Guess what? You take the Pluto cycle back to the last time that Pluto was in Saturn, in Capricorn at this degree. Guess what? That was 1776. Remember we were talking about this stuff, Jeffrey? 1776. So my feeling is, everybody, guess what? Around January 2020, we're going to be getting a kind of a point of critical mass in the United States. It's going to be kind of like a 1776 revisited, the American independence. But instead of Americans separating themselves from the British monarchy like this, the American people are going to look for ways to separate themselves from the American monarchy now. Like the presidency here operates almost like a monarchy. The government operates almost like a plutocracy. And that's not good for the people. The government works for us. We don't work for the government. I mean, some of us are obviously government employees, but we pay the salary of the president. We, the taxpayers, pay the salary of all those government employees. They work for us, okay? Don't ever, ever forget that. And we fought long and bitter wars and shed a lot of blood because of this, okay? Thank you, Jeffrey. Just wanted to get that on record. Thank you, Jeffrey. Tierra Love. Well, we have to talk about that. Tierra Love, what you're talking about, there's some suggestions in the book. There's a lot of very detailed, very dense material in the book about going deep into these issues, okay, Tierra Love? So if you want it, check the links below in the description box and get yourself a copy of the book, because I can't read it to you. You know, it'll take forever tonight. I'm not going to do that. Okay. So, while we're talking about cool stuff, thank you, Tina. Thank you for your reading. Next up, we've got Path Traveler. Path Traveler next. Okay. I wanted to show you, folks. I hope you don't mind. I'm going to take advantage of the moment before I forget all these Tarot Lumination marketing things. I'm learning more and more about that stuff. So in case people are interested, there is a silk scarf. I know some of you have seen this before many times, but for the new people who've never been here before, this is a silk satin scarf, heavy duty, from Tarot Lumination. Tarot Lumination makes these and designs them. And it's a very heavy, gorgeous silk, and it's hand stitched all along the hems, just like this, okay? And it's the same size as a premium Gucci, a premium Hermes scarf, okay, for the ladies out there. And no doubt, some guys would look pretty cool in this too, some way, somehow. Abby has a video on the channel somewhere, but it's a beautiful scarf if anyone's interested. So you can see the scarf links down in the description box below. Next, this is a little tiny miniature show and tell. I don't know if you can see this very well on the camera, but I'm going to show you anyway. Okay. This is a little gem. I don't know if you can see this, folks. I've actually started wearing it. This is a tiny, tiny little pendant for the Tarot Lumination Love Tribe. You can get these through the Tarot Lumination Zazzle store, and you can go to the links below. I know it's not showing up very well on the live show tonight, but it's actually very beautiful. It's gorgeous in person when you actually see it and hold it and wear it. It's very precise. It's kind of got this dazzling feel to it. You just, because the lighting here is very subdued, so you can't really tell in its full glory, but it's kind of got this gold feel to it on the outside. I just wanted to show that to you. You can get those at the Tarot Lumination Zazzle store, for example. All right, so there we go. That was a little show and tell. Hope you don't mind, people. I hope you don't mind. Path Traveler, I took a little bit of time there to just, you know, tell everybody and show this stuff. So, hey, so all right, let's get back. Let's get back to Path Traveler here. Path Traveler is waiting for her reading. Let's have a look. Thank you, everybody, for being here. First of all, let's have a look. I put the show tonight, the title, as A Little Bit of Peace and Love. I'm going to go back and explain why before we go to the next part of the reading here tonight. A little bit of peace and love, okay? So, Path Traveler, please forgive me. Just a few moments, that's all I need here. My feeling is that this aspect here is like an astrological trigger for humanity to seek more actively, more consciously, more deliberately, a little bit of peace and love. Okay? The Jupiter benevolent healing energy wants us to be happy, wants us to expand and grow in our spirituality, our connection to heaven, our greater understandings of the great beyond up there and out there, and bring it on down to earth in a way that works. Mars in Pisces is very much like a fighter for peace, a fighter for universal love, inspirational energy. So you combine these, even though it's a stressful thing, it's like fighting for peace. I mean, it sounds like a contradiction, but it's like standing up for peace and love, standing up and letting your voice be heard, living by example. Especially the most powerful thing to do is live by example. Be loving, be loved, be peaceful, and enjoy the peace. Create peace around you. Create an aura of love around you, deliberately, like a healing power of love aura around you. I'm going to show you something. Hold on. It's another show and tell, people. I showed you guys this stuff last week, but I'm going to do it again. All right, stay there. Hold on. Path Traveler, give me a moment, please. Thank you. So I'm going to show you I think it's out of print. This is a very old book now from a series called Mysteries of the Known. It's called The Powers of Healing. I want you to look at this image. I don't know if this means anything to you or triggers anything, but Tarot Lumination feels a very, very, very strong connection to this image because I truly believe that the Tarot Lumination book, this little thing here, is very much in alignment with this thing here. And in the Tarot Lumination book, what we talk about is the healing power of love on the understanding that it is actually a force. It's actually a life force that moves into our bodies from up above. We can invoke this energy into our bodies from above. We can own it. And then when we own it, we decide what we're going to do with it. And the best thing you can do is to love thyself, turn this to yourself, and then you own it, and then you can shine that outwards and love others. Be loving, be loved. Okay? I'm going to see if I can find another image for you guys that makes sense so that you get it. Like, here's an image of a guy doing some very, very simple, elementary energy healing. Okay? That's just one example. And Tarot Lumination does some very advanced, elaborate versions of this stuff for clients as well. Okay. I'm going to find another image here. I can't see anything right now that's coming to mind. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. Thank you very much. What I feel over here at Tarot Lumination is this. This is what I feel a lot over here. Guys, if you can do this, Tarot Lumination works every day to do this and be like this. Now, this is actually a picture of a girl because apparently like 89% of the viewers here are female, so I drew a female. And the idea of this image, we used it, we've used it several times to try and explain the healing power of love and how it actually kind of works as an energy. By doing a lot of self-love and self-healing, you learn how to absorb love as though it's like being in a shower, like going into a very, those huge showers that have huge shower heads and it's very sprinkly, and you get this inside of you and then you own it. And then once you own it, you start to radiate because we are transceivers. Human beings are like transceivers. And if you really work on it and develop your skills and talents and your gifts, you can be a transceiver too. You can be a transceiver for the healing power of love. You can absorb it, absorb it, absorb it, absorb it, absorb it from your environment around you, and then you can transmit it outwards to your environment around you, just like this and this, simultaneously. That's what it means when you're a transceiver. You are transmitting and receiving the healing power of love on the personal level, you, the individual. And then you take that at the global level, it looks more like this. Okay? So this is the planet Earth, where we are now. And this is you as the individual, soaking it all up. You become a portal, and the love moves into you, and then it transmits and radiates outside of you. It's kind of like being the sun card in tarot. You know, I hope this kind of makes sense. I just wanted to take advantage of the moment and tell you a few little stories from Tarot Lumination. Okay, Path Traveler, here we go. Sorry about that. I got really carried away with all that promotional stuff. All right, here we go. Let's have a look. Uh-oh, I saw someone else. Hey, Mia Quino. Someone else just showed up. I didn't get you earlier. Hold on, let me get you in there. Okay, I got you. All right, got you here. I got you there, all right? All right, I'm sorry, Path Travel. I have one more little favor to ask of you. I need a break here to do this. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. That's my fermented grape juice. Cheers. We've passed the point of no return, people. There's no going back tonight. We're all here, and there's nowhere else to go except for the rest of the show. And may the angels in heaven help us all. Thank you so much. Path Traveler, you have been inspiration and a guiding light for Tarot Lumination. I don't know how much you guys have interacted with Path Traveler yourselves, but Path Traveler has been a tremendous, like a resource, a guide, an inspiration, a mentor in many ways for Tarot Lumination. And I thank you, Path Traveler. Hold on, I just got to finish the shuffle. All right, Path? All right, here we go. I think we're good now. I feel good. I feel good about that one. All right, here we go. Let's cut it up. Let's bless this little deck. You know what to do, Path Traveler. Tuck in, huddle up, bring in your invisible friends here, and let's do this together, okay? Everyone else can go play around, do what they want to do. This is between Path Traveler and Tarot Lumination now. If anybody wants to hang in and observe, you're welcome. But this is basically for Path Traveler. Sometimes, as Path Traveler knows, these readings actually kind of have a ricochet boomerang echo effect for other people, where they think like, well, wait a minute, that was my reading. That could have been for me. So, you know, if that happens, great. If not, no big deal. Path Traveler still gets her reading. Here's the situation. Here's the challenge. Here's how we're going to handle it. And what's the weather like? Let's have a look. 3 of Cups. Well. Isn't that a coincidence? Cheers. I hope you've got your glass in hand, Path Traveler. Thank you. My feeling is the message here is to remember to toast yourself and to make sure that you, let's say, take advantage of the holiday season coming up and find ways to deliberately be with people who love you and be with people that you love. I mean, for example, our Illumination Love Tribe. Who knows? Maybe we'll do like a Thanksgiving special or a Christmas special or a New Year special or something like that. I don't know. But that's what I'm feeling here. And almost like basically celebrate with being with each other. Like I feel this is kind of personal in some ways. Like I'm really glad I've met you, Path Traveler, and that you came to Tarot Lumination. And let's spread the love, you know? Let's show them how it's done, you know? It's how we do it. This is how we do it, okay, people? So listen to Path Traveler. Path Traveler knows what she's doing. Now, what's the situation? Oh, so with the little Five of Cups here, there might be some sort of hidden grief thing. We don't have to get too personal here, Path Traveler. I know there's things that you're dealing with that are in some ways very challenging, that could easily trigger so much sorrow and grief and misery and suffering. And I know you've been doing an extremely good job of handling it and putting a smile on it and being cheerful throughout. And we're going to have to continue to do that. But let's be honest, the situation in some ways is dire. And it's very important. My feeling is if that energy of grief and, let's say, sorrow, frustration, like, you know, when you get to the point where you just look around and it's like you feel powerless against certain people and situations and places, and there's nothing you can do, and you feel like your soul is crushed, and you break down and cry, and there's nothing left. But my feeling is that that's okay. If we're at the point where you're reaching almost like an emotional breaking point, that's okay. The worst thing you could do is bury this energy or pretend that it does not exist. Okay, that would be awful. Okay, so please, if there is anything that needs to be grieved, please allow it to happen. No matter what the subject matter might be, if it's there, please acknowledge that the energy of grief and sorrow is there, but it's not the end of the world. Okay, it's just what happens when people go through certain cycles or chapters of life. Sometimes life is extremely painful and unjust and miserable, and it's crushing. But it's still here. We have these two little cups waiting, and there's a bridge to the other side. But you really can't get to the other side until you've allowed the grieving to flow and move through. It's just like when we lose someone, lose a pet, lose our loved ones, lose a spouse, lose a boyfriend, lose a girlfriend, lose a child, lose a job or whatever, and it hits you really hard emotionally. It's like it's in some ways it's very dangerous to bottle that up. It's better to grieve and heal from the inside, allow the wound to breathe, and then allow the body to do the self-healing, and then you move on with life. You don't carry the grief with you. Grief can be very toxic. It can undermine anything and everything if you're not careful. It has to be acknowledged, has to be dealt with, it has to be allowed to flow. So what's the challenge with all of that? Okay, it's scary. Okay, my feeling is it's actually very, very scary to be in touch with your emotions and your feelings at this level, at this depth, to the point where it's like a shuddering experience, like almost like being in an earthquake or something that is so scary. No matter how much experience and knowledge, wisdom you might have in life already about certain things, when you get to a certain point inside yourself at the emotional body, the heart level here, right here in the chest, where we tend often to hold tremendous amounts of stress. Path Traveler, I know that you've come to a couple of the healing events, and as you know, Tarot Lumination focuses a lot on those events, particularly on the upper body and the chest and the torso area, where the heart is contained and protected by the rib cage and so on. But it's amazing. We hold tremendous amounts of stress in our torso and our rib cage, in our breastplate area, all around that area, on our breathing and our lungs. My feeling here is the challenge is like accepting that and understanding and even acknowledging that this kind of fear, this degree of, let's say, deep internal heart pain even exists at all. Like no matter how much pain and grief you might have suffered in life already, and then to get to this point, you know, as a noble, amazing, wonderful being, to realize that this energy is somewhere inside of you, that it defies all logic, like it shouldn't be there, but it is there. And that's terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying, because then you're meeting yourself at the very core of yourself, at the deepest, scariest heart part of yourself, in your center, where like the self meets the self, and the shadows and the spooks and all the fears from childhood can come up, and it doesn't make any sense, and you end up like being just like a little kid having an emotional breakdown, a blubbering little mess. Okay, that's a challenge like that. So how do we deal with that? Because you could be so scared of yourself, you could be so scared of your own feelings because you don't fully understand them, if you haven't met them at that depth or that level of volume. Okay, how do we deal with this? Okay, it's very simple. We go back to basics. We go back to absolute Tarot Lumination classic basics. Please, please live as if. Act as if you are loaded. You're wealthy, like you're indestructible, like you already have everything. Remember the attitude of gratitude. Do a few spins around, do some healing, do some self-healing. And then if you have to, remind yourself, looking in the mirror, remember, I'm going to do a little Tarot Lumination incantation here. It's like a little mantra, but I'm going to make it personal for you. Okay, Path Traveler? This is it. Like, first of all, I'm going to say it to myself like I do, but then I'm going to transcribe it for you. For over here at Tarot Lumination, I say to myself, geez, I'm a very lucky man. Geez, I'm a very wealthy man. In fact, I'm a very happy man. You know what? I'm actually a very blessed man. Wow. And I say that over and over and over till I brainwash myself to believing it. You know? Now I'm going to do a version for you, Path Traveler. It goes like this. I, Path Traveler, am a very lucky person. I, Path Traveler, am a very wealthy person. I, Path Traveler, am a very happy person. I, Path Traveler, am a very blessed person. Thank you very much. And I can prove that, okay? I have it. I actually have that. I have that wealth and abundance in my life in some way, shape, or form that is mine, and nobody can take that from me. In fact, I have enough that I can even share, which is what you do very generously. Thank you, Path Traveler. So don't forget that. Go back to Tarot Lumination basics, love thyself, live as if, like, no matter how emotionally drained or painful you might feel on the inside, take a moment to go into the mirror, the bathroom, the kitchen, the wardrobe, the wherever you dress up and make up and do your getting yourself together for life routines every day, and just remind yourself you're a very lucky person. You're a very wealthy person. You're a very happy person. You're a very blessed person. Just say it 3 times in a row, okay? To yourself. Say it to yourself. I am a very lucky person. And so on and so on. Well, I'll just say it. I'm a very lucky person. I'm a very wealthy person. I'm a very happy person. I'm a very blessed person. So it is spoken, so it is done. Okay? All right, Path Traveler? Don't forget. We got you. We got this, all right? Thank you so much. All right, here we go. Okay, it's time to sing and dance, people. Okay? We are going to overcome. We are going to overcome. We're going to do some musical jumping, looning around, self-healing. Okay, here we go. I am healing, I am healed. I am healing, I am healed. I am healing, I am healed. I am healing, Ooh, favorite darkness is here. I am healing, I am healed, I am healing, I am healed. I am healing, we are healed. We are healing, we are healed. I am healing, we are healed. I am healing. Oh, right. Yeah. Thanks, Dickie. All right. Yeah. Nikki says I missed people who donate. Who did I? Oh, who did I meet? Who did I miss? Who did I miss? Please, I don't want to mess up on that stuff. Oh, hold on. I didn't see you guys. I'm so sorry. I get so sucked up in the readings. I didn't see that. Hold on. Oh. Sorry, I didn't see you guys. Is that Steve Stanel? Steve, is that you? I didn't notice. I'm sorry, it all just zoomed by. Okay. I can't see it. I can't see them here. Okay, so Steve and then Marlena. Wait a minute, is that Marlene? Okay, Marlena. So Jeffrey. That's a Marlena. Is that Marlene Williams? Marlene Walker. Marlene Walker. Oh, okay. Thank you, Lena. Thank you, Lena. Yay! Okay. Wow. That's amazing. Honestly, Lena, thank you. I had no idea. Thank you so much. And yeah, of course. My gosh. You see, like, oh gosh, I don't want to sound too amateur, but I'm trying to tell you it's much harder to do this stuff than you would imagine. You really need a set of 6 arms to do this stuff. All right, here we go. Let's have a look. All right, first of all, cheers. Cheers, everybody. Thank you very much. Okay, so we got it. We got this. Thank you very much. We got this. Oh, yeah, okay, so we got 3 readings coming up. So, Steve, let's go for it. I hope you're ready. Steve, are you here? I'm going to go and check on the screen. I'm going to look on the screen to see if Steve is here. I hope so. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Anyway, Steve, if you already have to go, it's all right. Well, we'll just read for you anyway, okay? Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Seriously, thank you, Lena. Oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. Oh my God. I do everything I can here to get as organized as humanly possible. But frankly, you're starting to see the weak links in Tarot Lumination. Thank you, Lena. Oh, Lena, you have to explain. I'm going to explain. Somebody asked, what is a Blondie review? Okay, I'm going to tell everybody. Everybody, a Blondie review is this. You might not know this, but Lena is a writer, okay? She's a published writer and a journalist in Buenos Aires. And she's working very actively with Tarot Lumination now to make things better. But she also does a lot of stuff with music. You might not know this, but Lena is very musical. In fact, we actually have a couple of bits of music from her, and we are probably going to, I should just put something on the channel. We've got to, we can't put that cover. Anyway, forget it. So anyway, the thing is, I wanted to say thank you, Lena, for everything. And what else can I say? I think I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to do my foot in my mouth. I don't want to have to eat my own words. Mercury is retrograde right now. We're on the cusp. Jupiter is moving forward in Sagittarius. Venus in Libra is just starting to move forward. Mars moved into Pisces. Now the moon is in Pisces, I believe, right now. And it's just shifting. Oh, no, it was into Aries today. Okay, so anyway, we've moved along. Steve, I hope you're here. It doesn't matter. Steve, if Steve's not here, then I hope I'll just send a message here. Steve, This is your reading now, and if you have to, you can watch it on the action replay, okay? So there you go. Path Traveler, I'm just looking at your notices there. I did not see anything about suggestions for healing events. I've honestly spent very little time watching the chat this evening. As you can tell, I've been chat blind, as they call it in the industry. Us tarot readers, sometimes we go chat blind. That's what it's called. It's a well-known problem in the online live streaming late night tarot reader community. I just called to say I love you. Oh yeah, I was talking about the Blondie review. A Blondie review is this. Okay, Lena, everybody needs to know. Lena is very savvy about the music business, classics especially, and older stuff before she was born especially. And the Blondie review is about a big Blondie concert in Buenos Aires that just happened, I believe, this weekend. And Lena was there reporting for the concert. So there you go. Blondie, in case you didn't know, is a rock and roll pop act from the 1980s. And they were a very big deal in the 1980s. And there are still millions of people all over the world who love to dance and sing along with Blondie. And we're hoping that one day we're going to have Tarot Lumination concerts where people can sing and dance. Yay! And hopefully everybody will know the words by then. All right, Steve, here we go. This is it. This is for you. If you're not here, it's okay. I'm just going to invite your angels in for you. We're going to make this work for you somehow. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. Bless the deck. Bless these old cards, thousands of readings later. Bless you, Steve. Thank you for the super chat. Bless you, Lena, for pointing it all out. Otherwise, we'd be totally lost right now. Here's the situation. Here's how we're going to handle it. And sorry, here's the challenges, and here's how we're going to handle it. And what's the circumstantial environmental influences like? Call it the weather. We have the Two of Swords. My feelings, Steve, is just like, please take advantage of this moment to pause. Put everything on pause. Give yourself a chance to do absolutely nothing. It's okay to decide not to decide, okay? Take full advantage of the planets the way they are right now. Your friends, your home, your family, your people, your pets, your house, your activities, whatever it is. Please put everything on pause. And if you can find a way to sequester yourself into a place of peace and quiet and just kind of almost like meditate and absorb the energy and feel where your antenna are taking you. Pretend like you're a very hypersensitive creature with very, very acute sensitive antennas. Pay very close attention to where the antennas are going and the signals that you are receiving, but don't make any decisions yet, okay? Just absorb the energy around you. Don't rush off and do that, and don't rush off and do that. Just stay poised and centered and hold yourself in a state of serene calm. Okay? What's the situation? Happiness, fulfillment, having it all, sharing that with the ones you love. So, Steve, I don't know what's going on at home with the family and everything like that, or if you're on your own, whatever. But if this is a very important matter for you, the issue of happiness, the issue of happy family, the issue of being with your loved ones, the issue of loved ones being with yourself and being able to share and enjoy that love between yourself and each other, each and everyone else, between everyone else and you, then that's kind of a big deal, especially with the holiday season coming up. Now, we don't know your situation. We're not going to ask and we're not going to tell about those things, but it looks like it's very important, like right now, for you to figure out, what are you going to do about this? Don't make any decisions yet. There's time. It's mid-November. We've got weeks and weeks. We've got weeks for the holiday season to come up. We've got, in the United States, they have Thanksgiving, they have Christmas, they have New Year, and so on. And there's other festivals too. And it's that high point of the year with the Sagittarius and the Capricorn energy. So this might be a very prominent subject for you now, the issue of happiness. And how are you going to share that? How are you going to experience that? How are you going to get that into your life? How are you going to get what you have to the others out there with whom you would like to share? It's a lovely, beautiful energy. The thing is, I just feel that there's a lot of questions around it, and there's nothing that can be answered or solved right now. But it's really important to think about this stuff. What does it mean to you, and how are you going to make this happen? How are you going to allow things unfold to you? Are you going to turn down certain invitations to friends and family, or are you going to accept some? Are you going to extend your love to family and loved ones and see who responds? Whatever it is, don't make any decisions yet. Just start feeling those things and sensing them and absorbing that into your being before you make any decisions. Now, what's the challenge with all of this? Okay, literally not knowing what to do. So it's all right, Steve, if you don't actually have any concrete plans of what to do and how to do it, you might be in the same situation as Tarot Lumination. For all Tarot Lumination knows, it's going to be very, very, very quiet over here. And there's a lot of people who feel very sad and lonely during the holiday season. So it's very possible, Steve, that you and Tarot Lumination might be happy hanging out. We don't know. There's no plan here. The challenge here is not knowing, and it's also the fear of not knowing and the challenge of not knowing. All of that is a sort of a challenge in some kind of way. But again, it's not super stressful, but it is important. It's important, it would be great eventually to have an actual plan. I can tell you right now, Steve, Tarot Illumination doesn't have a big holiday plan. Tarot Illumination doesn't typically go big on the holiday stuff. Instead, Tarot Illumination tends to go very quiet and private and enjoy just a very small, connection with loved ones and just leaving it at that. But you can do whatever you like. It's okay to not know what to do or how to do it or where and when or with whom. It's all right. And it can be figured out. Let's have a look. How do we do that? Okay, well, my feeling here with the King of Pentacles is to, first of all, look to thyself, love thyself, and remember, celebrate yourself here with the King of Pentacles, that it's really important to be aware of your own ability to manifest the good stuff, in some way or other, because you have been extremely generous, Steve. You know that generosity breeds generosity. Generosity breeds abundance. You're like a living proof of that. And Tarot Illumination is on the receiving end of that as living proof. And it really, really works. It feels incredible over here at Tarot Lumination to be on the receiving end of your generosity. And so my feeling here is to remind this, show this back to you. Please don't forget that you deserve to be acknowledged in that way, and you have the power to even increase even more the abundance and the love in your life, even if you don't exactly know in detail what to do or how to do it. It kind of doesn't matter right now. There's no point in making any decisions right now. You couldn't possibly know what to do right now. So give yourself some time. Remember that you do have all the resources, talents, gifts, and let's say tools and skills and mastery to create a good outcome here, but you don't need to figure it out right now, okay? Just give yourself a time to create a plan and, in other words, how you are going to share your wonderful self with others, and how you are going to arrange things for others to enjoy your company, okay? And like the reciprocal energy, okay? Literally like having a party, like in the king's castle, okay? Like opening up the gates to the castle and saying, okay, everybody, here's the invitation list. Let's go for it. Thank you very much. You don't have to have a master plan. It's almost like, you know, like a Tarot Lumination. We have no idea what we're going to do when we start the show. We go completely blind. The only plan is that we make sure the technology works as best as possible. And that's hard enough. So maybe the plan here is just to be your own awesome Steve, and don't worry about the rest, okay? The rest will flow naturally. Just let it happen, not just yet. Allow for the feelers and the antennas to do their homework first. All right. Thank you, Steve. Thank you so much. Yay. I hope that helps. Thank you. All right, let's have a look, folks. Who's up next? Let's have a look. All right, here we go. Marlena. All right, Marlene, you're next. Now, there's somebody saying, who's that on the screen? What did it say? Hold on. Oh, apparently, Marlene, you have a specific issue that you would like to address here tonight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a few moments and I'm going to look at the screen here, over here. Hold on. I'm going to check in over here. And Marlene, I don't know how to do this, but if you want to, the only thing I can think of is, could you please type in a few words, the issue, the subject that you would like Tarot Lumination to address here tonight in this little mini reading. Meanwhile, Tarot Lumination will top up the glass of fermented, wonderful, beautiful grape juice. There we go. Marlene, where's Marlene? Marlene? Hey, Marlene, are you here? I hope you didn't go away. I mean, we can do the reading, and it will probably be pertinent for your situation anyway. Marlene? Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh, what happened? Is that a Seiko watch? No, Jeffrey, it's a little Chinese knockoff thing. I bought it because it looks like it's very expensive, and I love it. It makes me feel like I'm really rich and famous. Ah, Marlene. Okay. Oh, that's it. Okay, that's it. Okay, that's enough. Don't say anything else, Marlene. We're just talking about love. Okay. All right, Marlene. Thank you so much. And because I was so silly about not. Okay. I'm sorry about that. Okay. Actually, yeah, it's a beautiful watch. This truly is a beautiful watch, and I'm very proud to own it. It's basically like a Rolex copy kind of thing, or a Seiko copy, whatever. But jeepers, it's beautifully made. Anyway, there we go. It's love. Okay, we're going to look at love. Okay, so we're going to use the same spread, but we're going to treat it as a love reading, okay? I'm not going to use a love situation reading because that implies a significant other, and I don't want to do a lot of probing questions with the love and relationship readings. They can get very, very sensitive, okay? Everybody out there, I want to keep it kind of gentle, so we're going to use the same spread. And Just leave it like that. Okay, I hope you don't mind, Marlena. If we go into a love reading, it's going to take quite a bit longer, and I don't know how much energy I've got left in me. I still have to read. For Jeffrey. Okay, so please forgive me. Oh. All right, I'm just going to leave it. It's about love, okay? So we're going to make the love the situation. I'm going to factor in the love question. Jeffrey, you're here, okay? Jeffrey, you're next. Oh, hold on. What's this? Marlene has a question about roommate. Oh, okay. Okay, so we're talking about a specific person. Jeffrey, first of all, you're here, okay? Jeffrey, you're here. You're next. We're going to read from Marlene now, and I'm understanding a little bit more. We're talking about a relationship with a roommate. So, Marlene, what I'm going to do is this, okay? I'm going to break the code a little bit here tonight. I'm going to use a little micro reading for love and relationship, all right? Okay. Thanks, small son. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Path Traveler. Thanks, Nikki. Okay, so bear with me, Marlene, and give me a few moments here. This is going to take a little bit of extra digging here. So let's have a look. It might be an idea to have a little bit of a group hug section here because we don't typically do love and relationship readings on the Sunday Night Live, but Marlena has spoken and she put the super chat in the pot, and Tarot Lumination is now committed. So that's it. We're going to go for it, okay? We've never done this before, Marlene. I'm just letting you know. Never done this. And I do love relationship readings all the time in private and with personal readings, but not like this. So you asked, and now we're going to do it. Okay. So here we are shuffled, well shuffled. Let's cut it up. Please bring in your invisible friends. Please turn this into a group huddle, a group thing. And we're going to try and get the best out of this that we can from Marlene. And it's specifically to do with Marlene and a roommate, the relationship dynamics, and what to do about it. So we're going to use the crucible spread. It's just going to be a micro crucible spread. So on the understanding that there's Marlene, a significant other, and a third entity, which is the relationship itself, which has its own life, energy, meaning, mission, purpose, and direction. And in a truly healthy, loving relationship, both parties are aware of the structure, the crucible in which they conduct their relationship. And once they have that awareness, they deliberately move all their behaviors instead of between themselves and each other directly, they move it through the relationship. They're always taking the other party into account, like, hey, how is this working for you? How is our relationship going? How is this thing that we've got? Well, I thought we were doing this. And you start to more and more conduct everything through the relationship. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to be happening here, but we're going to use that spread anyway, because we need to, it's like a diagnosis, okay? So cards are shuffled, cards are cut. Please bring in your invisible friends. This is you, Marlene. This is the roommate, okay? You, the other, and this is the relationship, okay? And over here, the prospects and momentum. What are you creating? What are you generating over here? I like to think of this as a heart. In fact, just hold on a second. I'm going to introduce our little friends here just to amplify the situation. Now, there's big question marks here, all right? Big question marks. All right. So think of these as question marks, all right? And then we're going to look at circumstantial energy, the roommate situation, the finances, the space, the room, the socio-political things, the romantic stuff, the personal habits. It could be anything. We're going to look at that. Here we go. It says the lovers. Okay, so Marlene, you're kind of in a, I would say a difficult situation here because it's kind of right in your face. It's like there's nowhere to hide, and there's a lot of question marks here, like what the heck am I supposed to do in this situation? Because because it's in a roommate situation, like a married couple, like couples who live together, everything is exposed. You know what they're like when they go to bed at night, when they wake up in the morning. You see them going in and out of the kitchen in their pajamas. You see them as they go in and out of the shower. Sometimes their people are messy. They have terrible habits, and you don't like them. Or sometimes you see things and notice things and feel things about a significant other that you really, really don't like. And at the same time, you're your heart is connecting with someone in a very profound way that makes you feel as though it's like divinely guided, divinely blessed that this person is in your life. So you've got these extremes. What do you do? What do you do? And it happens with couples when they take themselves very seriously, when they realize, oh my gosh, like this is significant, like almost like, damn, I wish I didn't love this person, or damn, I wish they didn't love me. I wish they didn't love me, or damn, how am I going to get out of this? I'm so bound up in something, and it's potentially life-changing for myself or for them or for themselves and you and for the whole of your situation. And there's nowhere to hide. You get the best of them, they get the best of you. You get the worst of them, they get the worst of you, and so be it. And then what are you going to do with all that? It's a lot to handle, okay? It's a lot. All right, what are you radiating here? Think of yourself as the transceiver. What are you radiating? Like a cell phone. Okay. So with the Five of Swords here, my feeling is that you're in a kind of a defensive position because you're scared. Because in some ways, because this energy might be so strong that you don't know how to handle it. And so you're ending up in a situation of panic, maybe having anxiety or stress, or trying to prove something to yourself, like almost like trying to force a situation to yourself and for yourself to make things work in a certain way that you think they should work, as opposed to how things actually are in reality. So that's a problem. Because if you're radiating the energy of futile conflict, where no matter what you say or what you do, coming from this attitude, this perspective, it's like a lose-lose situation here. Like if you insist on certain things being certain ways, like being absolutist about things, it's like you're guaranteed to have a problem. Whereas if you're fairly flexible about certain things, then you can allow life to move on. If you insist on everything being a certain way with yourself, with that person, and with the relationship, you're building a time bomb, because people can't lock themselves into a completely fixed scenario. We're always constantly changing and flowing and morphing as human beings as we evolve. And let's say in this relationship here, you are in a situation where you are evolving with them and because of them, and they are evolving with you and because of you. And if that's uncomfortable and it's making you feel as though you have to set boundaries and create law and order in such a way to make it work as though you had absolute control over all of this, so that you can arrange it so that you always get the good stuff and none of the bad things ever happen, you're setting yourself up for a problem, because it's impossible in a loving relationship to have everything perfect all the time, or to have absolute control all the time, because it takes, it needs, ultimately that will break. So if you're radiating this kind of energy where like you're stressed out about it enough where you have to ask a Tarot Lumination reading, then it's important to know that you could be actually creating more problems than solutions here. So be very, very careful right now, Marlene. Please be very, very careful. I'm not going to give you solutions yet, but with the Five of Swords here, my feeling is just be very careful about what you're saying, how you say it, when you say it and where you say it, and literally just what I said there. Okay, be very careful. Okay, let's have a look at what they're radiating over here. King of Wands. Okay, Marlene, forget the gender. It doesn't matter at Tarot Lumination whether you're gay, straight, lesbian, bi, or whatever. Forget the gender here. With the King of Wands energy, they might be radiating this sort of magnificence, this omnipotence, this could be very appealing, very, very attractive energy in some way. They could be, perhaps they're feeling strongly about you and about the relationship, a potential relationship, and they don't really seem to have any problems with themselves or the relationship or you or the situation, because they're a different person and they're seeing everything from a completely different perspective. So with the King of Wands here, my feeling is that it's really hard, like if you wanted, like if you're having problems, it is, even if you might want to point fingers and put blame on the other person for whatever you feel is not working for you in the situation or the relationship, it would actually be very hard to make that stick. Because with the King of Wands energy here, there's not a lot of malevolence here. There's no ill will intended here. It's like all they want to do is be the best, do the best, enjoy the best, live their life. They want to shine. They want to be happy. They feel that they deserve it. They don't feel that they have to apologize for it. Now, this might be almost overwhelming, dominant type of energy around you that might, in some ways, not be suitable for you, because there's a real disparity of energies going on here. You might be deeply attracted to this energy because it's, in some ways, it's a very appealing energy in a relationship to have someone like this on the other side, someone who's carrying this degree of, let's say, self-confidence. Now, Marlene, the other thing is, like, if they're not like this, if this is how they think they are, how they want to be, how they are carrying themselves when it's actually not true, then you do have a problem here with a significant other. Let's have a look at the relationship itself. Also, sorry, Marlene, with this, if you are like in a situation where you're romantically attracted to them because they have a very appealing aura, but you're not very sure what to do or how to go about it, like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you like if you do something, like if you cross a line, cross a boundary, like there's a difference between roommates and a couple that lives together. Now, if you're in a roommate situation and it turns into a couple that lives together, and that's causing friction inside of you in such a way that you are not sure about how to resolve the problem, like if you're trying to prove to yourself how this could work, and then the next minute you're proving to yourself, no, this is impossible, it can't possibly work, then yeah, that's a problem. Even if they might be wonderful, even if you might be lovely, you still have a bit of a problem here. Let's have a look. Because there's a lot at stake, okay? What about the relationship itself? Okay, with the King of Swords here, what I'd like to suggest is that this is a learning experience for you, Marlene. And it's very good that you reached out and got, let's say, without getting too carried away here at Tarot Illumination, you got professional help. You got feedback from Tarot Illumination. And my feeling is that this relationship has certain qualities that make it a teaching and learning experience for that person about themselves and for you about yourself. So it could be, there are all sorts of different categories and stereotypes of relationship. This could be a type of relationship which you could almost see as destined or fated or guided from above in such a way that you guys were brought together for a certain reason. And the reason might be to learn a lot more about love and relationship in the context of a loving relationship, which you might not have planned, but you're sitting in a situation where you've got this roommate, but now you're seeing things through the lens of romance and love. And that changes everything. There's a huge difference between a roommate and a live-in lover, okay? So there might be a lot for you guys to learn here. And a lot that you can teach them, and a lot that they can teach you. Now, I don't know how comfortable or fun or how romantic that would be, but that's the feeling that I get here. Let's have a look where this rose. If you're continuing to put energy into this, if they are continuing to put energy into this, if they're still under the same roof with you, and you're allowing them to be under the roof with you, you have a living, breathing relationship. You have one of these things, and it's like an oh my God relationship. I get everything. They see me naked in the shower. I've seen them naked in the shower. Oh my God. They leave their toothpaste everywhere. Oh my God. They drip and they dry off outside of the shower. There's water everywhere. Oh my God. They have, they leave the kitchen is a mess. Oh my God. Or it could be wonderful. Like, oh my God, look, they did the vacuuming. Look, they put out the trash, whatever it is. And you learn a lot from all of that. What are you growing here? Okay, well, with the Nine of Wands, you have to understand like your part in the situation, in that whether you like it or know it or not, you have put yourself in this situation, either consciously and or unconsciously and unwittingly. And then you now have the situation like, holy bleep, what the bleep am I supposed to do now? I have almost painted myself into a corner here. I will prevail. I have to prevail. I have no option to prevail because everything is now reaching a point of critical mass. And I think you're going to know a lot more. Hold on. Stay there, right there, Marlene. I think you're going, because we're at this point of critical mass here right now. November 16th, 17th, and 18th are points of critical mass where there's a lot of shifting going on in the planets. So I'm suggesting exercise extreme caution right now, especially with the Mercury retrograde, before you make any decisions about what to do about all of this. And let some time go by. If they are already a roommate and they're paying rent and everything and they're staying there and things have a certain degree of stability, please, you guys, give yourself a little bit of time. Don't try and force a solution or an answer or anything like that, or force any romance, or allow any romance to be forced upon you in any way, shape, or form. Please, if you can find a way to maintain the equilibrium and hang in towards the end of the month, like the 22nd, 23rd, where we're going to have a full moon in Gemini against the Sagittarius sun. So it's only a few days away, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. It's like, the end of, it's actually like by the end of this week, I think you'll have a little bit more understanding of where you guys really stand with each other, okay? Please don't make any rash decisions or force a situation. If you can help it, please let it take its own course. Allow yourself to live through the experience. Allow yourself to experience the very, very best and very, very worst of each other before you make any decisions. Remember, this is not a couples reading, Marlene. This is all about you, and it's for you, and we're accounting for a significant other. So my feeling is that you do have something significant here, and you need to take it very seriously, but please do not force it, do not rush it, or try to engineer or manufacture any kind of outcomes. Instead, just let things simmer for a while and learn a few things. Just learn whatever you need to learn over the next few days, and then maybe have another look, okay? And just go from there, all right? So Marlene, I don't feel like I've helped you very much here. Maybe I've at least shed some light on the situation, but I don't see any kind of solutions or answers here. I'm just letting you know. I think we've got a lot of awareness, and it's an important situation, and it's challenging. And please don't rush it. Please don't let anything be forced upon you. And please don't try to force anything upon the other. Just let some time go by and let things come to a head around the full moon near the end of the week. Okay? All right, Marlene? I hope that helps you. Jeepers, wow. We need another tune, people. That was very serious. I hope that made sense to you, Marlene. Yeah. Yeah, there's other people here tonight who will read the cards totally differently, of course, and you're welcome to that. But I gave you the Tarot Lumination version. All right? So, Jeffrey, you're up next. But before we get you, please, Jeffrey, I hope you can hang in. Tarot Lumination needs a breather here, okay? Tarot Lumination needs a breather. So we're going to have a little sing and dance, and we're going to cheer everybody up. It's for all the crazy relationships out there, everybody, okay? We all have them. I'm going to play this song. You know this song very well. Marlene, are you okay? Marlene, please, can you type in? I need to see on the screen, at least you're okay. I didn't freak you out or scare you or disrupt anything. Please, can you type something in for me? It would help me for peace of mind.
It was one of those days where everything goes wrong. My hair fell out my ear.
Thanks, Marlene.
I slipped through my alarm.
Just take it easy, okay? My doctor walked me home. I sprayed his face with mace. I'm going to start it again, people. Hold on. I want to start the song again. I feel like doing a little bit of karaoke. Tarot Lumination is now in drag. It was one of those days where everything goes wrong. My hair fell out, my hand forgot. I slept through my alarm. I missed the bus tonight. School, my stalker walked me home. I sprayed his face with mace, and then he left me all alone. Hey, I'm gonna dance my stress away until the break of daylight. You may not wanna dance with me, but I wanna dance with you. Thank you, Marlene. I hope it helps.
A lot of my relationships, they end up in the ditch. So I'm getting counseling for being under the drug. The doctor's pills he gave me, they make me trip and fall. So if you are the man you say you are, you let me fall. Tonight, I'm gonna dance my stress away until the break of daylight. You may not wanna dance with me, but I wanna dance with you.
Thanks, Marlene.
Against the backs of fancy racks and empty substitutions. All you really need is the man who throws me over his shoulder, takes me naked in the ocean, let me tonight. I'm gonna dance my stress away until the break of daylight. You may not wanna dance with me, but I wanna dance with you. Hey!
Getting tattoos on my ass and jumping on my arms.
Get me into trouble, leaving me rejected. Then again, pretending I'm secure and acting all tender. It's no guarantee that I will be accepted. Tonight, I'm gonna dance my stress away until the break of daylight. You may not wanna dance with me, but I wanna dance with you. We're gonna dance the stress away until the break of daylight.
All right, there we go. So, yeah, Marlene, it was a little bit heavy. The King of Wands energy for that fellow, that person, it sounds like it's a guy. Sounds like, and that's good energy for a person to radiate for sure. It's a question of context. If it's over the top, if it's too much, then that's a problem. If it's hidden and it's a hidden gem, it's a little golden gem, then that's fine. But still, it doesn't, just because I don't want to, we've already had a reading. I can't really help too much more tonight. So I'm not going to say much more. It's just what happens when we get into deeper readings. It ends up in like a movie. It's like watching a Netflix movie, We have to be careful, all right? Hey, Jeffrey, yeah. Hey, Jeffrey, why not? Yeah. Here's the thing, Jeffrey, with specific questions, you have to be extremely careful because if you ask a question that demands a yes or no answer, we're kind of screwed, okay? Tarot Lumination is not a fortune teller. The most that we can do here at Tarot Lumination is open the gateways for you to make better decisions about how to love thyself. That's ultimately what we do here. It's the healing power of love. So when it has specific questions, if you start with a question that says, how about blah, 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 or what, da, 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 or that's about what we can do. But if you say who, or if you say when, then those questions are very, very hard to address here directly because it gets very personal. It's probably too much, too personal, too private to do on a public show like this. But if you can phrase your question in such a way that is very open-ended, that if you could say something like, hey, I have a question about blah, blah, blah. What is it that I need to know in order to have greater clarity about this situation? Something like that. If you can phrase it, if you want to, if you can actually type it in. Okay, hold on, I see it. Hold on. Jeffrey Longoria, my question is it time to speak up? Okay, Jeffrey, first of all, you're asking a question that demands a yes or no answer. So if you feel that there's an energy inside of you that wants to speak up, and you're questioning whether now is the time to speak up or not, we can address the subject matter of speaking up. Okay, so we can do that for sure. Like, I'm pretending I'm Jeffrey right now. So I'm Jeffrey. Like, what do I need to know? What can my angels tell me? What can Tarot Illumination tell me? What can the healing power of love tell me that I need to know about this matter of speaking up? If that energy is bubbling inside of you and you know that you want to speak up or that you have to speak up at a certain time or point, then that becomes a matter. Sometimes we have to keep secrets. Sometimes we take secrets to our grave for various reasons, even though we might have very powerful reasons for exposing the secrets, revealing the secrets. But in this case, we're going to keep it secret. We keep it simple. We don't have to know even what you're speaking up about, Jeffrey. But if it's to do with personal matters, love and relationship, finances, political stuff, family issues, whatever it is, we'll deal with it, okay? So give me a second here, Jeffrey. I just wanted to get kind of stabilized. I don't do jumpers and flyers, as you know. Hey, Marlene, that's okay, cool. It was a pleasure. It was truly a pleasure to read for you. I just hope you got something useful out of that and that you can, you know, get yourself in and through and out the other side of this situation, ultimately in a way that works, okay? In a relationship, it has to work for both sides. The love has to flow both ways, both ways. It's not all about what you can get out of them or what they can get out of you. What are you trying to get out of them? What are you expecting? What are they trying to get out of you? What are they expecting out of you? It's much more to do with what is actually happening. What are the facts on the ground here? And sometimes it takes a time and work and patience to figure that out. And then you can make decisions and go from there. Okay, so Jeffrey, it's about speaking up. Okay, hold on. Advice on how to speak up. Okay. Okay, on how to speak up. All right, that really helps me a lot, Jeffrey, because then we're kind of focusing in, we're drilling in to the energy of the question, which is about speaking up. So let's say, Jeffrey, you have like something inside of you, something that you feel needs to be expressed, and you can feel it in your body, then you know that what it translates into is that at some point you might have to consider speaking up, speaking in public, putting things in writing, declaring yourself openly to a significant other or to other people, and or even calling things out, like being a truth teller, like being a whistleblower, or if you're turning it into a profession, or if you feel like starting a YouTube channel where you want to host events or offer your services to other people in ways of speaking up. Like if you have things that you feel need to be known and putting those in a way that is digestible. Speaking up could be things like making videos, making recordings, talking to people directly, person to person, addressing a situation, writing books, all sorts of self-expression, okay? And then how to do that? Well, it's a good question, okay? Because there are ways to do it. So let's have a look. We're just going to read, we're just going to go wide. We're going to go big and wide, okay, Jeffrey? Advice on how to speak up. Advice on how to speak up. In other words, it sounds like you actually want to speak up, but you're a little bit shy about it and want to just like figure out the next steps, perhaps. Let's have a look. Okay, I haven't seen too much of all that stuff. Hold on. Give me a second, guys. It looks like there's been a lot of chat in the screen about all this stuff. Oh, hold on. Okay, Nikki is saying, well, he wants to know what will happen if he speaks up. What will happen if he speaks up? Okay, so that's a question of fear, yes. What is the outcome if he does speak up? Okay. Okay. All right, Jeffrey, we're just going to go for it. Okay, I sort of get the issue. It looks like there's a very difficult situation that is brewing and fermenting and bubbling up. And at some point, it looks like I don't know whether you're feeling the pressure to speak up or whether you are being pressured to speak up. It kind of doesn't matter. But there's obviously matters. It matters to you, and whatever the outcome might be, there's obviously going to be an impact here. So let's just pull it out. All right, let's just do this. Here's the situation. It's about speaking up. Here's the challenge about that. Here's how we're going to handle it, and what's the environment regarding this situation. Let's go right in. Three of Cups. So my feeling with the Three of Cups is that there's the potential for sharing love between yourself and a significant other in a way that could be celebrated. Obviously, just from the basics here. But I'm kind of going deeper into it. My feeling here is that it's very important for you to be aware of the situation itself. Are you in a loving situation with the person, the situation, the people, the environment, where it is safe, where you feel safe to speak up, where you feel safe that if you do speak up, no matter what you say, it's like so long as the intention was very loving in the first place, that's all that counts. In other words, if you speak up, if you're in a situation where there's the potential to celebrate something good by speaking up, because it opens the gateway to celebrate something loving between yourself and others or a significant other, then fine. If the situation is already in play where you have, it's like, what's that word, like popping the question, in very old-fashioned traditional type relationship dynamics, where if it's a boy-girl thing, if we're talking about a loving relationship here, and there is a desire to speak up, and there are a lot of indications that would indicate, should we speak up? Is this the time and place to speak up? What should I say if I do speak up? What happens if I don't speak up? What happens if I do speak up? Let's just say the environment is to do with something that's potentially very joyful for you and potential for a significant other and others, and how, like, the ripple effect of what could happen if you speak up. Like if love is at stake, if you feel like the urge to open your heart to someone and maybe propose to someone, make an engagement, hey, I love you, will you marry me? That kind of thing. This is not a typical engagement or marriage card, but I feel like I have to add that into the reading here. If it's to do with business, if it's to do with home and family and relatives, or whatever it is, my feeling is that the environment is conducive to speaking up regardless of what the outcome might be. So in other words, if you speak up and you're putting a lot of yourself at risk and you don't hear the answer that you want to hear, in some ways it won't matter. If you're putting yourself at risk and you speak up and you do hear something that you want to hear, it won't matter, because it was all done in the context of love. And the most important thing is the speaking up, so that you clear the blockage about speaking up. Because once the blockage is cleared, then the love can flow again. And in other words, there's no impediment. It's like it almost doesn't matter whether you do or don't speak up. The important thing is to recognize that it's the love of the situation that counts more than anything. And if we're trying to, force a situation, okay, well, maybe let's say you have to speak up something very, very romantic towards someone, and it gets rejected, and you kind of go, oh my God, well, I knew that was coming. Okay. And then they say, well, I still love you, and I know you still love me, but where do you go now? Okay. Or any kind of variations on stuff like that. Okay, let's have a look at the situation itself. Okay. Okay, well, with the Six of Swords here, my feeling is that you need to know. Like, you have to speak up. You're going to have to speak up for your own peace of mind. You need to know this for yourself. You can't live with the emotional turmoil of knowing, of not knowing, or having everything up in the air without any kind of peace or resolution or understanding. So, my feeling is that there's a very strong desire and urge in you to find like tranquility in this. And like if you could actually manipulate or make this go how you want it, in other words, by speaking up, you could get what you wanted, that could be very sweet for you. However, because you haven't spoken up yet, you don't really know uh, the outcome of what happens when you speak up, then you're still faced with a situation of peace and calm of speaking up. So my feeling here is that I'm not going to tell you what to do or how to do it. My feeling is that at some point you're going to have to speak up just for your own sense of peace and calm so that you can move beyond the emotional turmoil of having to bottle up whatever it is that you feel needs to be spoken in a situation with people or a person or a loved one or a significant other. I think ultimately here, it's like I need to speak up for my own peace of mind. And whatever the outcome is, then you figure it out from there. You don't have to know what that is now. Now, what is the challenge with this? Okay, whether you feel that you are worthy. Okay, with the King of Pentacles here, you already know, Jeffrey, we've worked together before. We already know, Jeffrey and Tarot Lumination, I'm just going to tell you, everybody, if anyone is watching, that Jeffrey is a man of substance, okay? He is very, very much a man of substance in his own way, shape, or form, however you measure substance. But in this reading here, we're talking about deep, deep doubts of self-worth, self-substance, whether you really are that man after all. Are you really the King of Pentacles? Do you really have what it takes to be appreciated and valued by a significant other? Do you really have what it takes to radiate that aura of King of Pentacles so that you could or should or would love to be seen as the King of Pentacles? The King of Pentacles being, of course, the master of creation, the master of manifestation, wealth, and abundance. So if there is extreme self-doubt here, then that would be normal, especially if you're in a situation where having to speak up really puts you and the situation on the line, kind of in a black and white yes, no format. So how are we going to deal with that? Okay, with the Seven of Cups here, my feeling is to allow yourself to, first of all, I feel like daydream for a bit. Allow yourself to trip out. I'm not going to say go out and get drunk or smoke your favorite herbal delights or anything like that, and then figure it out from there. No, we don't do that at Tarot Lumination. What I'm suggesting here is that you reach out for divine guidance. You kind of go into like a meditative, kind of trippy state, if you don't mind. I'm trying to think of a way to say it that makes sense. You put yourself deliberately like in a, I don't know how you would do that. I don't know how you work in your life with these things, Jeffrey, but to me, this would be, if I was reading this for myself, the message would be, hey, TL, you need to go into a deep meditative trance and get in touch with all the crazy possibilities and options that are out there for you, and allow for divine guidance in terms of like messages from heaven to come to you. When I see this, some people I think of call this the Einstein card. This is on the understanding that Einstein, you know, that famous like genius brainiac for E equals MC squared, the laws of physics and so on. Like he was, in some ways, he was just a regular guy like the rest of us, but he deliberately cultivated the practice of tuning into heaven and tuning into divine inspiration and making himself available as a receptacle for the messages to come to him. And like little vision, like, or auditory or clairsentience, clairaudience, clairvoyance, like little messages from heaven. So that it's almost like you're off the hook here. Okay, Jeffrey? It's like you're off the hook. Get yourself off the hook about any expectations of outcome here. Tap into the divine. Take full advantage of this thing here. Hold on. Please, Jeffrey, take full advantage of this. This aspect right now is very conducive to like really active, advanced spiritual advancement by deliberately putting yourself into almost like a trance, into a not, I'm not, I was going to say induced coma. No, that's stupid. What I'm thinking is like put yourself in that frame of mind where you are in direct contact with the divine and let hidden messages come to you, almost like the way Einstein detected E equals mc squared. He spent, decades figuring things out with physics, but he didn't really get the true answer until he was daydreaming, staring up at heaven, half asleep, out of his mind, looking up at heaven in a boat in a lake, and then the message was sent to him from above. E equals mc squared symbolically was sent to him. And then he had to just go back to his place and put it on a blackboard and then think about what it means and then do the reverse engineering from there. So that's what I'm suggesting for you, Jeffrey, is that you put yourself in a highly dissociative state, put yourself in a trance, listen to the messages that come to you. Maybe you will get messages about like, yes, Jeffrey, it is time for you to speak. Here are the words that you need to say. Wah, wah, wah. And you see them and you hear them and you feel them. And it's perhaps not anything you would have ever thought of writing or speaking or composing or speaking up yourself. It came to you from up above through divine inspiration, okay? So reach out for that, seek it out deliberately, and set all of this stuff aside. Don't worry about self-worth issues. It's not even worth thinking about that right now. That's just three-dimensional stuff. The way to handle it is get in touch with divine inspiration, and remember, it almost doesn't matter what you say. It's almost like the speaking up is the most important thing of all. Whatever the response might be. And the question is, if you do speak up, what exactly are you going to say? So all I'm suggesting is with this little card, the Seven of Cups, allow heaven to tell you, okay? Allow your angels to tell you. Allow a little script to come to you. Write it down, even if it sounds weird, and then think about that for a while before you speak up. Okay, Jeffrey, I hope that made sense. I hope you got something out of that. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jeffrey. It's been a pleasure. Yeah, so hey, Jeffrey, there's other readers here tonight, as you can tell. So if you need other perspectives, you're probably going to have to reach out to the other readers and so on, and that can help too. I hope you got something out of this, Jeffrey. If you can give me a clue, I can't really help you much more tonight on this reading, but if you got something of substance here that at least gets you farther along your path towards peace and tranquility, getting you to a place where, like, if you really feel you have to speak up, then just speak up. Don't worry about the money, the self-worth issues. Speak up But before you speak up, make sure you tap in with your angels, okay? Ask for divine guidance, okay? You see, Jeffrey, everybody's on your side. They all want it. They want everything to work out in a way that's just good for you. Okay, and we're all trying to help. Okay, thanks, Jeffrey. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lena, for that one. That's a very good perspective to throw in there for Jeffrey. I hope that helps, Jeffrey. Looks like Favorite Darkness is doing a separate reading for you, Jeffrey. So please hang around for a little while and let's see how that story pans out. Okay. All right, let's leave it at that. Okay, it's time for another break, people. Time for another break. Tarot Lumination is feeling very conservative, very gentle, very mellow with this evening. The reason is that not that Tarot Lumination doesn't have a very active imagination. It's just that it's been very up and down, very, very choppy lately. We're going through a blender right now, and Tarot Lumination has decided to just keep things very much like what we do here. We did the group reading. Thank you very much. And we've done a handful of personal mini readings. Thank you very much. And we've done our singing and dancing. So it's been great. It's great, and that's enough. We don't have to do anything more, and we don't have to do anything less than that. So I'd like to just I'd really just like to hang out with you guys now. Hope you don't mind. I've kind of burnt out. I don't think I can handle any more readings. Thank you so much. We did one from Mark and Steve. Let's leave it at that. Okay, so let's have a look what's going on. I wonder if I missed anybody, checking anybody in. Let's have a look. Okay, so that's finished. Well, guess what? We have another bottle, people. Oh, I've got an idea. Hey, Nikki, I was just going to say that. We can do the medium song. Is that the one it's called Through the Ether? Yeah, let's do that one. That's the one that I'm not allowed to play through the digital files. Yeah, we're going to do that. Tarot Lumination is going to do a live song. Okay, so hang out, people. Okay. All of us exploring. Yeah, okay, so Tarot Lumination is going to sing a song. This is the song that I can't play. Hey, Violet Spectre is here. Yay, hold on. I need to write you in. I need to check you in. Hey, Violet Spectre, thank you. Thank you. Look at everybody who showed up tonight. Isn't it? It's been a fantastic night. Look at this, everybody. It's fantastic. I'm going to put Violet Spectre on here. Thank you. Hey, Nikki, the medium song. The only thing I can think of right now is that my title is the thing I'm thinking of. It's called Through the Ether. And the chorus line is that you comfort me through the ether. It's very much about mediumship. Okay. So Violet Spectre is here. Thank you for dropping in, Violet. Good to see you. Thank you so, so much. And West Side Watcher. I didn't get you earlier. Hold on. West Side Watcher. Cool. Cool. I got West Side Watcher. I didn't see you guys earlier. Thank you for chiming in. No spam. It's okay. See, Marlene, you're going to be fine. It's really, you know, Marlene, what's really cool is that you're asking the questions. You're asking the very, very difficult, the very, very awkward questions, and you're getting really, well-considered feedback. You know, we can't solve your problems for you, but we can give you some perspective and some light and some love. All right? All right, here we go. Okay, so we're going to have a little sing-along, people. This is live. All right, so, people, what I'd like to do... Oh, you know what? Before we go live, I want to play a little... I want to set the tone. I just want to set the tone here. Now, as you know, there is the Tarot Lumination membership program, okay? This is what it's like. When you sign up to become a member, Tarot Lumination, you get your official certificate. And the people who are already members, they have their certificates already, and it is embossed here, heavily embossed. You get the member name there, and it's signed by Tarot Lumination here, okay? So this is a highly prized document. There we go. And it's beautiful. The members who've already sent pictures in about their framed documents, their certificates, it's fantastic. Freaking love you guys. And I'm going to do the announcements. I want to do a couple of other things here. Here we go. I got some images here. I'm being very conservative tonight and mellow, as you can tell. But look at this. Tonight, this is kind of what, this is like one of the big dreams for Tarot Lumination, is to have a retreat. It's not even a retreat. Well, it is. It's kind of like a retreat. We did this a few weeks ago. And I'd like you to picture this very vividly inside of you right now tonight. I'm going to sing a few songs, campfire songs from Tarot Lumination about this stuff. I'd like to picture us in this beautiful environment with the lakes, the rivers, the streams, the mountains, and the forests. And there's the Tarot Lumination retreat. And these are all the cabins and the places. And this is the campfire. And this is Love Triber, Mary, and Favorite Darkness. And there's All Sun, and there's Lena. And there's the picnic table, and there's the pool. There's the ocean, okay? So we have all this, okay? We've got all this, people, and it's on paper, all right? And what's happening is now I'm sharing these digital files now with the members, okay? So if you want to get that stuff, become a member, please. The next image I want to share with you is from last week, is where we were talking about stories about going on this epic journey together with the North Node in Cancer, with Jupiter moving into Sagittarius and Mars moving into Pisces. It's very much about the big adventure. And so this image too has been captured, and it's now available to all the members. Okay, so please consider membership. Thank you very much. Now, I'm just going to put this here while we sing the song. I hope you don't mind. I've got to try and remember the lyrics. I have a really hard time even remembering my own songs. So there you go. By the way, everybody, I have a lot more songs than are existing on the playlist right now. It's just a question of getting the time and the energy to do the recordings, because I really want them to sound good for you. But it's a question of mood. I have to be in the mood. Sorry. That's just how it is. All right, I'm going to get the book of lyrics. And for people, and by the way, people, if anyone's interested, this is a little book of lyrics with the songs, and you can actually get this at the links below. If you check out the description section below, there's a place where you can get this little book. And it's a collection of the lyrics for that particular playlist, okay? And the song we're going to play now tonight is called Through the Ether, here. And I'm going to play the Blue Light later, because that's a very mystical song. Here we go. There we go. Kind of goes like this. Okay, bear with me, people. Weighing up and around. Playing up and around in our mountains, in our seas and our forests, with all of our stones, exploring one another, pushing our boundaries like new lovers. And you comfort me through the ether, and you tell me, I can tell that you're worried about me, and you assure me through the ether that we're okay, everything is gonna be okay, that you're holding my hand all the way. La da da da, la da 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 da, la da da da. Our innocence is becoming so apparent, and our magnificence at the same time too. With your permission and our shared ambitions, you get to discover our own truths, and you comfort me through the ether, and you tell me, I can tell that you're worried about me, and you assure me through the ether that we're okay, everything is gonna be okay, that you're holding my hand all the way, and you comfort me through the ether, and you tell me, I can tell that you're worried about me, and you assure me through the ether that we're okay, everything is gonna be okay, that you're holding my hands all the way, that you're holding my hand all the way, that you're holding my hand all the way, that you're holding my hand all the way. So there you go. That's a little song called Through the Ether. That's a little bit about mediumship and how love travels through time and space. It is a provable phenomenon, and I'm a living example. I live this by example, and I share this with my loved one. Okay? She shares this with me, and I don't mind telling you about it. Thank you very much. Thank you, Nikki, for the reminder to actually sing that little song. Thank you very much. Oh, on encore. Now we've got into trouble. Now I have to do an encore. Okay, I'm going to sing another song for you because you asked. And we're still here. And the campfire is still burning. You still got logs on the fire. Flames are still going. So why not? You know? Hey, primary, what's going on? What's going on? Okay. I'm gonna pick up songs. Let's have a look. I'm gonna pick a tune. Maybe I've got a song here that I haven't played for you. Hey, has anybody got a birthday right now? This is a little bit of a birthday song, if anybody's interested. Anybody out there with a birthday just around now? Just kind of curious. Anybody? Anybody, anybody, anybody? You would be a very late Scorpio or a very early Sagittarius. Lena, I am going to sing the song of the birthday. It's called Wonder Ride. And I'm curious about who might have a birthday. And we can sing this specifically for them on their birthday. Early Sag. Nikki's an early Sag. That's good. That's a good enough excuse right there. It's your friend. Your favorite has your friend Steve. He's got his birthday. Let's see who else. Anybody else? No. 11/29. Oh, that's pretty close. It's not too far away. Wow. Okay, well, somebody does. Yes, that's true. Somebody has a birthday today. So let's do that. I'm going to cover. That's from the other song on the previous page. Okay, cool. All right, we're just going to do it. Okay, this is for everybody and anyone who has a birthday. And imagine that you are at the Tarot Lumination retreat. And we're having a super time. And we have a little miniature fairground. And we have a little amusement park with our own private Ferris wheel and our own magic roller coaster and our own magic events that they have at fairgrounds. Okay? Like a little miniature wonderland. Okay? This is called Wonder Ride. Mm-hmm. 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 It's a waltz. So imagine going back into ye olde worldy, old timey. Go back old timey, way before the days of internet, and computers, and cell phones and laptops. And the only ways you guys could connect was through snail mail and just going to visit somebody in person. This is a waltz. So for everybody who is not jumping around on the Wonder Rides in the Wonderland Fairground, just grab somebody next to you, your imaginary sweetheart, or your invisible friends, whoever it is, or someone there on the screen, whoever it might be, and just do like a slow dance waltz, okay? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. My dear, this is my birthday present to you, to celebrate the day that heaven made you. It's remarkable that we both found one another. And the day we set out on our transformation ride with each other at each other's side. It soon became evident that we are both changing, and it's such a wonder ride, my dear. Yes, it's such a wonder ride. Hold on tight, tightly, my dear. And now that our journey it starts to unfold in a multi-dimensional world of untold delights that truly defy the imagination. You've naturally taken it upon yourself to document all of the nuances that go to make up a story of extraordinary proportions. And it's such a wonder ride, my dear. Yes, it's such a wonder ride. Hold on tightly, my dear. Yes, it's such a wonder ride, my dear. Yes, it's such a wonder ride. Hold on tightly, my dear. Okay, now all the guys bow to the woman, and all the girls curtsy to the man. Classy, old school. Okay? That's what we're doing here. Just old school retro. I hope you don't mind. All right. Oh, I'm glad you like the live performances. Thank you, Gabby. Yes, it is such a wonder ride. How are you guys doing? Okay, it's very, very late for a lot of people. How about we just do at least just one more song? Is anybody interested? Now I'm all warmed up. I can't stop. Oh dear, this is a problem. Oh dear. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay, we could do that. Mm-hmm. I could do that. Let's see. Hey, Nikki. Nikki, you're really good at those little squiggly picture things. Look at that. Wow. Wait on. Okay, that's okay. Thank you, Primary. I was looking for a message for somebody. We got it. Just say waiting on the will of heaven to. Okay, so now we're going to sing Waiting. This is all about surrender, people. This is very, very hard to do, to wait and exercise that incredibly powerful tool of patience. Okay? Thank you for waiting, everybody. All right, so I'm going to have to flip the page at one point here. I hope I don't screw up and destroy the stage or knock things over or make life very difficult for other people. I'm trying to remove trying to create a safety zone around site. It's very cramped here at the live stages here at Griffith Park, as you can imagine. But we're going to do it, okay? It's almost like a sort of like, it's almost like, you know, like what they call white reggae. You heard of that? White reggae? White guy reggae? I'm going to do it up a little bit here, so it's going to sound a little bit weird. I'm waiting on the will of heaven today. I gotta tune in to what the angels say. I listen for the good news coming my way. I'm waiting on the will of heaven today. I'm waiting on the will of heaven today. Walking in circles, feeding all the birds. I'm climbing up a mountain, looking around. Yeah, I'm smelling all the flowers, I'm staring at the moon. I listen to the waves come crashing down. Yeah, I'm waiting on the will of heaven today. I gotta tune in to what the angels say. I listen for coming my way. I'm waiting on the will of heaven today. Waiting on the will of heaven today. Smelling all the flowers, staring at the moon. I listen to the waves come crashing down. Yeah, I'm walking in circles. I'm feeding all the birds. I'm climbing up a mountain, looking around. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm waiting on the will of heaven today. I gotta tune in to what the angels say. I listen for the good news coming my way. I'm waiting on the will of heaven today. I'm waiting on the will of heaven today. Waiting on the will of heaven today. Yeah. I'm waiting on the will of heaven today. Hey. I'm waiting on the will of heaven today. Woo. Wow. I can't believe I actually did that. I can't believe we're actually doing this live sing-alongs. Wow. Oh, man. Lena is very artistic today. Somebody's raising their hands. I don't know what this all means. Oh, gosh. So thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. It's been a real pleasure. I don't know how much I got left inside of me. I'm kind of pooped out. I got to tell you. Let's have a look. Ovation, standing ovation. Okay, I get it. I get it. I get it. Thank you very, very much. A lot of these songs are little sing-alongs, okay? I think we're going to leave it at that. I'm going to play, I'm going to have some fun now. I'm going to play Because I Care, okay? Hope you don't mind. Lena, you were copying, you were singing in sync. Were you really, Lena? Like sing along? Okay, here we go. Let's have a look. We're going to do this. Hold on, stay there. Let's dissolve our pain and get out of the danger, heal all the wounds and cure all the anger. I'll be the doctor, you be the patient. Here is your medicine, I'll help you take it. No, it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. It wipes out the fear and makes you live longer. It's not a lotion, it's no magic potion. It's just a dose of love in the moment. I'll watch you while you're there. While your eyes are closed and your heart is bare. Don't make me still, but still there. And I'm right here
because I care. Because I care. Holding your hand, I know you can feel me. I'll talk in a whisper, I know you can hear me. When you awaken, when we are conscious, totally healed and cured. Just watch this. No more weeping, no more sadness. Gone is the fighting, gone is the madness. We can choose to become alive, or just disappear, or become survivors. I'll watch you while you're lying there, while your eyes are closed and your heart is bare. Perfectly still, but still aware that I'm right here because I care, because I care.
Okay, everybody, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up.
No. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna do this right.
Get up, get up, get up. We're gonna do this right. Grab a partner, doesn't matter, just grab a partner.
Let's get sober and get out of danger. You won't lose and you won't be anger. I'll be the doctor with information. Here is your medicine, I'll help you take it. No, it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. It wipes out the fear, it makes you live longer. It's not an ocean, it's no magic potion. It's just a dose of love in the moment. I'll watch you while you're there. While your eyes are closed and your heart is there. Perfectly because I care, because I care. Holding your hand, I know you can feel me. I'll talk in a whisper, I know you can hear me. When you awaken, when we are conscious,
Totally healed and cured. Just watch this.
no more weeping, no more sadness. Gone is the fighting, gone is the madness. We can choose to become alive, or just disappear.
Become survivors.
I'll watch you while you're lying there. While your eyes are closed and your heart is there. Perfectly still because I care.
Good night, Primary. Thanks for visiting. We'll talk later, Nikki, okay?
I'll watch you while you're lying there. While your eyes are closed and your heart is there.
because I care. You know what I want to do? I want to play the hippie trippy dancey stuff again. I'm just gonna roll the whole thing again. I hope you don't mind. I have to unwind. You have to understand it takes a long time to unwind after the show. So I'm gonna play the whole freaking song again and get everybody's name on there for the register tonight. Everyone who checked in, we're gonna get official on the screen, including the latecomer Valeria Collin, okay? Who had her WTF moment. Oh, Mo is here too. Hey, Mo, what's going on? Mo is here. Mo is in the house. Thank you. Anyone else I forgot? This is your last moment, folks. This is the last moment. If I forgot you on the list, then there we go. So let's, we're going to play that whole thing again. I'm going to play the whole thing. Hey, Mo. What's up, Mo? Hey, Mo. Give me a moment, Mo. Wait a Mo. Holy moly. Oh, no. Yeah, Mo, you cool, Mo. You cool, Mo. It is the hello, goodbye moment. Let's dissolve our pain and get out of danger, heal all the wounds and cure all the anger. I'll be the doctor, you be the patient. Here is your medicine, I'll help you take it. No, it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. It wipes out the fear and makes you live longer. It's not a lotion, it's no magic potion. It's just a dose of love in the moment. I'll watch you wind while you're there, while your eyes are closed and your heart is bare. Perfectly still, but still aware. And I'm right here because I care. Ha 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 ha. Love track. Because I care. Good night, Michael. Take care, man. Take care, Michael. You take care. Whisper, I know you can hear me when you awaken, when we are conscious, totally healed and cured. Just watch this. No more weeping, no more sadness. Gone is the fighting, gone is the madness. We can choose to become alive or just disappear. Let's become survivors. I'll watch you while you're lying there, while your eyes are closed and your heart is bare. Perfectly still, but still aware. And I'm right here because I care, because I care. We're not gonna let you go out playing. No, no, no. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna do this right. Good night, everybody. Let's
So for me, and get out of the danger, heal all the wounds and chill all the anger. I'll be the doctor, you be the patient. Here is your medicine, I'll help you take it. No, it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. It wipes out the fear, it makes you live longer. It's not a lotion, it's no magic potion. It's just a dose of love in the moment. I want you lying there. While your eyes are closed and your heart is there. Perfectly still the world. And I'm right here because I care. Because I care. Holding your hand, I know you can feel me. I'll talk in a whisper, I know you can hear me. When you awaken, when we are conscious, till we feel you're just watch this. No more weeping, no more sadness. Gone is the fight, gone is the madness. We can choose to become alive or just disappear or become survivors. I watch you run, lying there. While your eyes are closed and your heart is there. But the things still and I'm right here because I care. Because it's just a dose of love in the moment. I want you while you're lying there. While your eyes are closed and your heart is there. Perfectly still the world. And I'm right here because I care, because I care.
Good night, everyone. It's been wonderful. It's just wonderful to know you. I love doing this with you. I love doing this for you. And we will do this again. Okay. I want to ask you all to imprint this image in your mind for the long term. Find a way to make this happen. Okay? We're going to find a way to make this happen. Some way, somehow. Okay? What's good for Tarot Lumination is good for you. All right? Thank you so much. We'll do this again. Good night, all. Bye-bye. Blessings. Have a good week. See you next week. Bye-bye.